See, the usual gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Well, Jesse in Roy says the scene in Roy is unbelievable. It's quite a scene.
You should be digging
in Roy.
Roy's scene.
What's become of the Blow Monkeys?
On this day,
Yeah, what about it?
it's a bit of a stretch.
Oh, you didn't tell him.
In 1957, Mick Anker, the bass player of the Blow Monkeys, was born.
That's not a stretch. What's a stretch? There's a lovely bass line in that song.
It's a bit of a stretch.
No, it's not at all. Written by the lead singer of the Blow Monkeys, Dr. Robert.
Was he an actual doctor?
I don't know. I kind of doubt it, but
I'm thinking no.
I haven't.
You haven't investigated
I'm
it?
willing to go on the record as saying no.
Well, I haven't investigated it far enough to find out. This was a hugely influential song as I read through this.
Yeah.
That song was just everywhere, in England particularly, but it was a huge hit and used in commercials and
Dr. Robert got his name after the Beatles song Dr. Robert.
Dr. Robert. Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
he not
a
an
Beatles
actual
song, not a Beatles song you hear very often.
No.
And that's probably the point. He probably likes telling people, you don't even know that Beatles. I'm a bigger Beatles fan than you. You don't even know that song.
Dr. Robert seems like a more humble person than that.
You think?
Gina.
You're
think
sticking up
Gina's-
for Dr. Robert?
Gina's painting him as some kind of hipster douche.
Yeah.
Bill's defending him. I'm not sure where to fall here.
You need to pick a side, Gary. Pick a side.
I'm not sure where to fall with Dr. Robert here.
I feel good about Dr. Robert because he was he said the song was to discuss the hatred and disgust that is associated with individuals who have HIV and AIDS.
Whoa, it's way deeper than it just sounds like a juicy little pop song, but that's a pretty deep.
There's a lot of if you go through the lyrics to the song, it actually does address a lot of that stuff. It's people fading away and everybody just trying to pretend that it's not happening.
Okay. I didn't know it was a deep song.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Doctor.
Doctor.
You're welcome, Doctor. I think we should all just go by Doctor from now on. Yes, Dr. Jackson, what do you say?
Doctor?
Yeah, Doctor.
How do you feel about the honorary doctorate? Because I think it's BS. Don't do that. What?
Well, Gina,
people work hard for that, and you're
Gina,
just going to give them an honorary doctorate?
Gina, there is a good reason for doing it. Then the person who gets the honorary doctorate gives money to the school.
Yes.
That's the only reason I don't have an honorary doctorate from Weber State.
Did they ask you to and ask for money? You'd rather not say.
Not in so many words.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt they'd make their evil plan so obvious.
Weber State approaches me, as they do a lot of people, periodically. Say, well, isn't an alumnus of the school? Wouldn't you like to? Wouldn't you feel good about helping support it? And
Help perpetuate our sins.
I say, and I say no. I really don't want to.
You're not proud to be a Wildcat, Bill? Come on.
No, if they'd give me an honorary doctorate, and just say it's free and clear, baby, Dr. Allred. I mean.
How about if we name a pickleball court after you or something like that?
Pickleball, because Bill's a
Bill
known
pickleball court.
Oh yeah, big pickleball supporter.
Let's go play pickleball on Bill Allred.
He was into it before it took off.
People said pickleball, and you said, "Trust me, it's going to be a thing."
Pickleball.
Pickleball was
news
introduced to the world. Everyone else went, "What?" And Bill went, "Tell me more."
You were the first.
Yeah. No, they've never invited me to. Oh no, that's not true. I did a TED talk at Weber State.
Okay, thanks for bringing it up. What does TED stand for?
Oh.
Why are they called TED Talks? Is what I'm getting to.
I don't. I
Let me
don't
look.
remember.
All right.
I knew it one time, and I don't remember.
Because I've just accepted that a TED Talk is what it is.
It stands for
Thank you.
Technology, Entertainment, Design. Three broad subject areas that are collectively shaping our world.
Okay.
There.
I've just been accepting the TED Talk
You
without
thought it was some guy named Ted?
yeah, without investigating the TED Talk. So.
The
And
first
it's,
TED conference in 1984. You thought TED Talks were just a recent thing. No, 1984.
And the one that I did, they have a subset of TED Talks called TEDx Talks, and that's those are done at universities.
Now, why the X? You're doing this to me again.
I don't know.
X.
I don't know. It's just it's TED alternative.
Why is this X90? It's the same reason
Is
we're
that-
X96.
I don't know if that's a good enough answer, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
Sure has. Okay, we'll take a break now, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Take a break, and then we'll come back with your check-ins. Why don't you call us? 877-602-9696. That's the number. You can get right through to us and chat about what you'd like. What are you doing for the 4th of July holiday? Are you doing anything special? We'd like to know. 877-602-9696. You can also text us 33986.
All right, thank you. We'll take a break. We'll be back after these. Stand by. Hester Games, locally owned at 6831 South State Street. They've been there doing the tabletop board gaming thing forever, as long as I can remember anyway. Let's see, this week at Hester Games, the Universes Beyond Assassin's Creed set for Magic the Gathering is releasing this Friday, July 5th. This addition to the Universe Beyond series brings the iconic Assassin's Creed video game series to tabletop, powering up your decks in a way that you've never seen before. They have collector boosters, new Beyond booster bundles, starter decks, fantastic new set available on release. So to reserve your set, you can call the store, 801-352-2605. Also, Hester Games, In the Mortal Realms, the Scaventide is almost underway. The 4th edition of Warhammer, Age of Sigmar, comes this July. The Scaventide launch box has everything: 2 iconic armies, the Stormcast Eternals and the Skaven, with completely remade plastic miniatures. There's a whole lot going on. Go down and see them. 6831 South State Street. You could go to HesterGames.com, but you get a better experience when you go down and see them. Hester Games.
In addition, 986.
All right, 6:20. Let's get this over with.
Okay, I'm for that. We will officially begin the program, and then we'll go to your check-ins. 877-602-9696. That's the phone number. Just check in with us. Let us know what you're doing, how you're doing. We like to hear from you in the morning. You can also text us. 33986. Is there a sponsor here, Gina?
Celebrate Pulp Fiction turning 30 at Salt Lake Film Society with Radio from Hell. Join us for a special screening of Pulp Fiction at Salt Lake Film Society's Broadway Center Cinema Friday, July 12th. Radio from Hell will be recording a Not Safe for Work podcast before the show starting at 6 p.m. with movie trivia and prizes. Go to x96.com, get your tickets before they sell out.
We are getting really close to having a new moon. It's just 13.6% of full right now. It's a waning crescent moon. It will have a new moon on the 5th of July. Next full moon will be the 21st of July. The moon will set today at 6:24 p.m. Today being Tuesday. It's the second day of July in the year of our Lord, Jesus Christ, 2024. It's National Disco Day, everybody. National
we could
Disco
open with
Day.
disco.
With some disco music.
Disco music. It's I Forgot Day.
You forgot about disco.
Disco,
What?
yeah.
Why did? Huh?
I don't know.
And it's World UFO Day.
We could.
So
There's all kinds of stuff we could have done with
watch
that.
the skies. Watch the skies. And this is the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson. I'm Bill Allred. There's Gina Barberi right there, who thinks that honorary doctorate degrees are BS.
BS.
No, that's Bachelor of Science.
Oh.
Katie, for short, is our fine producer. We have Macy helping out as well, and I'm sure the dog is there, Vax.
Vax is there?
I'm still home. I am still home.
All right. Let's begin the check-ins then, shall we? Here's Alex.
Who is this?
Alex.
Alex.
It's
Morning.
Alex from Ogden. Good morning.
Hi, Alex.
Morning,
What's
Doctor.
up? Doctor.
You know, today is National Disco Day. You should have opened up with some Giorgio Moroder and Donna Summer.
I know.
Yeah.
Missed
I didn't
opportunity.
know, I didn't know.
I mean, you can't get more disco than Giorgio.
That's true.
Great music.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to. One day I will be a doctorate, honorable doctorate from Weber State when I make enough money and I'm no longer a lowly public servant. You know, it'll be nice. Then I'm going to use the term doctor on all my checks and everything else and make people refer to me as doctor
You should.
at the grocery store.
You should.
How do you
I'm
serve
that
the public
important.
now? How are you serving the public now?
I'm doing my public service with working for a sheriff's office. I have 19 years in, and a sheriff 20.
Wow.
You're a lawman, are you?
Some people say that. I just
So do
say
you,
I'm just a regular guy doing a job.
do you
All right.
retire at 20? Is that official retirement age?
It's not. I can retire at 20. I'm probably going to go on longer. You know, you need insurance. So.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a? So you're a Weber County Sheriff?
Box elder.
Box Elder. They have you have good pension plan as a lawman.
Sort of. It depends on when you were hired. I have a good one from when I started, but the new guys, I feel bad for them. They had to work 25 years, and it's all kind of screwed up for them, and
Yeah.
I really feel bad for them.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for doing the public service that you do,
Doctor.
Doctor.
Thank you, doctors.
All
All
right.
right. Thank
Take
you.
care.
Over and out.
Thank you. Okay, so I think I found something that we could do that is format, that is disco.
Okay.
Oh,
Coming
I
up.
can't wait.
Coming up.
It's a
So
surprise?
It's a surprise.
Okay.
Stand by. All right. Let's see. It's that Dawn.
Dawn.
It's Disco Donnie. It's my day.
It's my day.
It's your day,
I just
Disco
had to
Donnie.
call in. Yeah, and I get a 5-day weekend this week. Woohoo.
It is nice. We're all looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you get one,
Unless
too.
I get a job, at Bacon. Oh, yeah, I was going to plug for Bacon. Bacon is a company that does gig work, and you can just go on there. You get their app, and you go on there, and you can find a job for the day.
Oh, like a temp thing.
It's bacon, like BACON, bacon.
Yep, just like Bacon. We love Bacon.
Yeah, it's you were telling me about that when you came to my remote a couple of weeks ago, and one of the
Yeah.
jobs available was that you could go up to Weber County and tend a bounce house at a kids' party.
Yeah. Yep.
You could
What
not
fun.
pay me
They're
enough
on
to
there.
do that. You
They're
could
on for the
not.
4th of July, the bounce houses, if you want to do that.
Yeah. All right, Dawn.
Thanks,
Well,
Don.
Thanks, Don.
have a nice
All
weekend.
right, see ya. Bye.
Bye.
Mixer driver Shane checking in. Excuse me, Shane. Delivering concrete to beautiful downtown Salem this morning.
Is that concrete shortage all over? I'm
Yeah, it's
guessing?
over.
Okay.
That's over.
All right.
Fill in the pond, I guess. Chuck and Sugar House. I remember attending Bill's TEDx talk. Can't remember what it was about, but it was great.
You talked about going to Everest, right?
Yep, among other things.
Midvale Mike. Why do I have to go to work tonight? Money?
Yeah, that's usually why.
Yeah. Tree of Maine, back in Maine. It was nice to visit the city of Salt, but so glad to be home.
Oh, you didn't stop by and say hi, Tree of Maine?
Yeah, come on. Louise and Martell of Harrisburg, PA, checking in. Meshach of Erda, checking in. Cardboard Chris.
Oh, Cardboard Chris sent me a story, Bill, that I forwarded to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Through email?
Yes.
Okay.
Data Dave from Cedar Hills, checking in. I wonder when that new Tornado movie comes out.
Twisters?
Does that movie guy person know? What's going on? Well, he'll be here at 7 o'clock.
Wait a minute, is it Friday?
No, it's Tuesday.
We're getting it in.
Getting it
before-
in before we take our time off.
Yeah.
So, Mauricio Paez checking in from Pittsburgh. Woodworker Willie, as a modern caveman, I've never heard a TED Talk. I thought it was some talk show hosted by a guy named Ted.
I can see why you would think that.
Johnny B checking in, listening while moving a few bags of Type S mortar mix around. Everybody bragging about the concrete. Everybody suddenly
Concrete
we're
bragger.
flush with concrete, aren't we? Right Wing Wade checking in. Sketchy Blake of Ogden checking in. I got my tickets for Pulp Fiction and the Not Safe for Work podcast. They are the same ticket, by the way.
Yes. Let's get you the movie and us.
James of West Jordan checking in. Jen of North, Salt Lake here. Longtime listener. My birthday is Friday. Can Shatner wish me a happy birthday? It would make my week.
Oh, because we're not here.
Because
on
we're not
Friday.
here on Friday.
Yeah.
So,
Asking for a pre-birthday wish.
hang
Yeah, that's doable, isn't it?
Front-loading the birthday wishes.
Here we go. Here we go.
This is Shatner saying happy birthday.
There you go.
Jello Saladani of Spanish Fork checking in. Be safe this holiday. John at the Otter Desk checking in. Let's see. Headed to work. Brad and Jody of Mona checking
They're
in.
going to the aluminum factory.
Brody checking in temporarily from Idaho Falls. Gina, you said who starts on the 30-minute mark. I frequently work at 5:30.
Okay, all right. I was wrong.
Supposed to be there at 5, but
It's just not. It's not the way it's done, right, Gina?
I mean, just usually it's at the top of the hour.
You
when
should
you gotta
start
be to work.
on the hour.
You would think.
traffic, Gina.
Okay, let's see. Oh, so much better than yesterday morning. We don't have that huge issue eastbound I-80. Looks great. I have no slowdowns or accidents to tell you about. Maybe you have something to tell me about. You can do that via text at 33986. Do you owe $15,000 or more in back taxes, multiple unfiled years? Contact the IRS experts McClure and Stewart for a free consultation. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
All right, we will take a break, play a song for you. After that song, it will be Big Boy News and a Pinuendo. And Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. We'll explain how you play, what you'll win coming up. We got Sean Means reviewing movies today early because, well, the holiday. Also, Have Another Drink with Jimmy the Wine Guy.
All of that, you don't
Yes.
usually see that on Tuesday.
So get your questions for Jimmy at 8 o'clock. All right? All that. And the Doughnut Critic.
Wow. Oh.
No.
Whole show.
Aw.
All right. So stand by for all of that. Zero res, Gina.
Okay, I don't know why Zero Res is bothering to do this. I mean, you should just want Zero Res to come to your house to clean your carpets and upholstery and air ducts and tile and everything because they do a great job.
Yeah.
They also have a deal going on, starting at just $99, offering 3 rooms for just $99. All that's great. They're throwing in another reason to call them. Schedule your appointment at zerores.com or call 801-288-9376. Now, you have to ask for the X96 special. That's the only way to get this. Book and schedule your appointment today. And get 2 tickets to Broovies while supplies last.
Nice.
Get showtimes and tickets at broovies.com. I don't know why they have to bribe you with this, because you should just want Zero Res to come to your house. My suggestion is to wait and schedule it now, but for after the 4th of July, you're having a bunch of people over, they're walking through your house. Get it nice and clean after they all leave. That's my suggestion. So remember, ask for the X96 special. Go to zerores.com or call 801-288-9376.
Nick is filling in, Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal, filling in for Gina Barberi, who's gone to
Florida.
No. Georgia.
Oh.
Savannah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Savannah, Georgia, which is a lovely place. It really is. But Nick, are you still in school?
I am.
Why?
Well, isn't that a fun question? I recently changed to marketing over at the University of Utah.
Marketing from what?
Computer science, originally.
Really?
So 2 very interesting fields.
Yes, and
why did you change?
The computer science I enjoyed. I do like watching numbers change on a computer screen, but I like this job a lot, and I figured a marketing degree would probably do better than computer science.
For this job?
Yeah.
So you're putting your money on a dying industry.
Yes, 100%.
Well, way to go.
Yeah.
I think we need you to revive it.
Oh, don't do that.
Now, so you were a bachelor for a long time, but you finally got married. How long ago?
2 years ago, this upcoming August.
And how's that treating you?
Fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
It's just happy, boring life with
Really?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about it.
Well, what's your wife's name?
Anna.
Anna is Anna a good cook? Do you guys cook?
No, she does not cook at all.
Do
to
you
the point
cook?
Where I'm the one that cooks.
You're the one.
between the two.
Do you cook very often?
All the time.
Oh,
I
yeah?
love cooking.
You guys don't like have hamburgers all the time? Right?
No. I'm not much of a
fast food
spender in general. Like I don't.
You're
I don't
cheap.
throw- I am, but the thing I will throw money at is food. I love a weekend where I can prepare a meal for a few hours.
I had good food this weekend.
Yeah?
I ventured out to a restaurant, which I haven't done very much since the pandemic.
What kind of food?
I went to Arlo, which used to be M's up on Capitol Hill.
Okay.
And I always liked M's quite a bit. So we go to Arlo, and they have a very limited menu. And the way they do it, it's kind of interesting. The way the server said, okay, on the menu, we start. The top of the menu is the small things, and then they get bigger and bigger till the bottom is like And there were
feast. Like a grand feast is the bottom menu.
Well,
stuff,
just
or?
a big entree of some sort.
Yeah.
So, for instance, and there are only like 13 items on the menu, the whole thing, and there was at the top bread and butter was the very first thing on the,
Okay.
and it said, fresh baked bread right here. We make it right here, and possibly it said this way, possibly the best French butter you will ever taste.
Well, that's a bold statement.
It was pretty damn good. And the bread it comes out in a little cup, and it's done kind of cinnamon roll style, but it's savory bread, not sweet. And it was absolutely delicious. And everything we had was great.
What makes French butter French?
Probably more fat.
Yeah.
Probably the way it's prepared, maybe.
I don't know. It's just probably got more butter fat in it, more,
Well, we just we had a little insurrection party at my house. Not insurrection,
Yeah.
indictment party.
Indictment.
A little indictment party at our house.
I actually had people over.
Yeah. And, to keeping with the theme of indictment, we had tacos. Because he warned there would be taco trucks on every corner.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
If Hillary got elected, there would be taco trucks on every corner, to which we all said, yes.
I thought the tacos was reference to that photo of what was it, Cinco de Mayo that he did?
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Donald tomorrow. It will be a madhouse at the courthouse.
Yeah.
It will be just, Michael Cohen said, and it will be crazy. And people are all up in arms, or some people are angry about Leslie Stahl interviewing Marjorie Taylor Greene on 60 Minutes. And so when I read about it a little bit, I thought, well, I can see why they might be. But then I heard the clips of her interviewing Marjorie Taylor Greene. I thought she did a great job.
Who?
Leslie Stahl. She did a great job with it. She was...
Well, she kind of let her go instead of pushing back at all.
I think she let her say the horrible things she was going to say, and then she started talking about all Democrats are pedophiles and things. And Leslie Stahl looking at her like, and then when Marjorie Taylor Greene got to the end of her statement, Leslie Stahl just went, wow. I thought that was pretty good.
I thought she could have pushed back. But
Yeah.
French butter culturing is a process most commonly used in France, which means that the cream from the milk is left to ferment before it is churned.
Ooh.
By introducing bacteria to the cream, the sugars are converted to lactic acid, giving it a sourer and butterier taste. This culturing is what makes French butter so irresistible.
I wonder if they culture their own butter at Arlo.
Maybe.
So you're telling me I could get messed up on French butter?
No.
No?
No.
My seminary teacher would say otherwise.
Well, of course he would.
What? Are you still in contact with your seminary teacher?
No, it's been a minute.
Well, maybe you should be.
Not since I pled my way to graduating, quote unquote, seminary back in the day have I seen them.
See,
You did it.
cake, I will survive because today is International Disco Day,
Yeah.
and Gloria Gaynor is the queen of the discos.
Well done, Kerry Jackson. Well played.
Miss Gloria Gaynor.
Yes. There you go.
Well played. Well played.
All right, so we managed to celebrate
Phew.
that day.
Close.
All right. Well, we have big boy news now. Right after that big boy news, it is Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. Going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them dead. Pick the dead one correctly. You will win what?
You will win Imagine Dragons tickets.
Nice.
This is for the October 15th show, the 3rd show of the very well-loved Imagine Dragons, coming to Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. There you go.
All right, Imagine Dragons tickets. 877-602-9696. All you got to do is play Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. 877-602-9696. We'll play right after this big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by
Business owners. Do you owe $15,000 or more on unemployment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure and Stewart are your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
Boy, Flava Flav is just really worried about Red Lobster.
Well,
He's doing everything he can to make sure Red Lobster survives its financial woes. The Public Enemy rapper has partnered with the seafood chain for his own signature meal now. Red Lobster announced the launch of Flava Flav's Faves on Monday, July 1st, featuring all of the New York natives' go-to items when ordering at the restaurant. Handpicked by Flav himself, the off-menu Faves includes Maine lobster tail, snow crab legs, garlic shrimp scampi, and a bacon mac and cheese, plus a choice of any one side. Once Flava Flav got word that Red Lobster had filed for bankruptcy protection in May, he sprang into action. Flav actually ordered every item off the menu for dinner to feed him and his family one night in June. Yeah, boy said he was going to do everything to help Red Lobster and save the Cheddar Bay biscuits, ordered the whole menu. He captured a photo of his spread on Instagram in June. About a week later, conversations were productive between Flav and RL, the company that, I guess that's
Red Lobster.
But it's owned by a holding company of some sort, to have him star in a Crab Your Way campaign. And in celebration of Crab Fest, Flav voices the commercial announcing the launch of a new Cajun butter and roasted garlic butter flavors. I mean, he's going all out here. He's just going all out. He's also very busy with the USA women's and men's water polo teams and the Olympics as they gear up to head to Paris for the 2024 Olympics. Flav signed a 5-year sponsorship deal and made a contribution to the women's team, and he's actually put money behind it too. So he's I guess he's getting tired of being retired. He wants to be busy. Let's see what else is going on here. Rocky Mountain Power. They want to raise your electric rates by a lot. Rocky Mountain Power supplies electricity, of course, to most of Utah. They're asking for a 30.6% increase in power rates.
Do you know why?
Why? Tell me, please.
Because coal mines are closing, and it is harder and more expensive to find coal to burn in our coal-burning plants.
Well, that's our legislature that said that the coal was better.
Yeah.
Rocky Mountain Power proposes a 2-phase increase in its Friday filing to the Utah Public Service Commission, which must approve the increase before it can take effect. The first phase would come in February 2025, when the residential customer rate would go up $10.96 per kilowatt hour, from $10.96 to $12.89. That would push the average customer's bill up to about $13.87 a month on top of what you're paying now. Then there would be a second jump in 2026. The rate would rise to 14.31 cents per kilowatt hour.
The clean coal, the coal, it's so much more efficient. And what happens if you're in an airplane and the sun goes down and the boat is too heavy?
Governor Cox says Rocky Mountain Power's rate hike proposal is completely unacceptable.
Yeah.
We'll see. Both coal and natural gas, which together supply most of Utah's power, have seen large price increases in more volatile markets in recent years. Coal, in particular, has become harder to source as mines have closed, as Gina mentioned. And
Why
so
don't
there
we
you go.
pivot to something that we have lots of, like the sun.
Sunshine.
It's
Sunshine.
free. It is out there free. Just energy
Gina,
coming down.
Gina, it's not free. It is not free. If we converted to solar power, they'd figure out a way to charge you for it.
Besides, Mike Lee's got it figured out.
Oh, does he?
It's all a hoax.
Yeah.
Oh, have babies. That's right.
babies.
Having babies is the answer.
Okay.
A week, maybe a month. That's how long it could take to find out the end result of Utah's primary season finale in the 2nd Congressional District. The race to decide Representative Celeste Malloy's fate, in Congress.
It's one of my favorite new impressions you do, Bill, is Celeste Malloy.
My hair hurts. There are 197 votes. Let's see, it says an update, just under 400 ballots from Sevier County on Monday morning left the margin separating the candidates unchanged, with 197 votes going to both Malloy and Jenkins, despite Malloy leading in previous ballot counts from the county. I mean, we're talking less than 500 votes separating them. And they're going back, and they have to go through them all and see that some of them might be contested, and I don't know. It's going to be a while before they declare a winner in that. Senator Mike Lee celebrated Monday's U.S. Supreme Court ruling on presidential immunity, while some Utah Democrats criticized the ruling as a threat to democracy.
Only some?
Uh-huh. The court ruling found that former President Trump cannot be prosecuted for actions taken within his constitutional powers as president, but it also sent key questions from the case down to a lower court to be resolved. Today's decision by the Supreme Court is a big win for constitutional separation of powers and a huge loss for those who want to weaponize the federal government against their political opponents, said Lee.
It's the exact opposite of that.
You mean like what Bill Barr did when he was working for Trump?
It's the exact opposite.
In a lengthy, in a lengthy thread posted to his personal account on X, Lee said he doesn't believe that the ruling puts the executive above the law, not by a mile.
Oh, no,
He went on to argue that the presidential immunity is an indispensable component of the separation of powers in the U.S. government. I get it, he said. The liberals hate Trump, but libs' hatred of Trump doesn't entitle them to Supreme Court rulings against him.
Your own party some years ago, I remember your St. Orrin Hatch was going on about the problem with activist judges.
Yeah.
Isn't that what we've got here?
Gina, go to the crime desk. You have a hung jury story, I know.
Yeah. So this is that trial in Boston. Karen Reed, the jury unable to come to a unanimous decision on whether Karen Reed, the woman accused of drunkenly running over her boyfriend John O'Keefe in 2022, is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The judge is scheduling a hearing for July 22nd to determine next steps. Reed was charged with second-degree murder in connection with O'Keefe's death. O'Keefe was 46 when he died, a beloved Boston police officer. Planned to go over to a fellow police officer, Brian Albert's home, for an after-bars gathering in late January 2022. Of course, when she's drunk, they're fighting. She drops him off at the party.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I think, Kat. Do you want to hear my conspiracy?
Sure, that's why you're here.
Because the reason the jury is a hung jury is because there was blood found on the car, a broken tail light. She said, I ran him over, I hit him, I ran him over, she says.
Okay.
But his injuries were kind of inconsistent with being run over by a car. And the guys inside the house were Googling things like, how long does it take someone to die if you leave them out in the cold? Here's what I think happened. This is going to be the Netflix movie about this. They're fighting.
Okay.
He's like, drop me off at the party. She's like, okay. She's drunk. He gets out of the car. She runs him over, but doesn't kill him. So she hits him. He gets up. He goes inside the party and gets in a fight with the guys in the party. because they're saying these two things might have happened.
Okay.
And then he stumbles outside and falls in the snow.
And they just decide to leave him there.
To leave him there.
Okay.
That's what I think happened.
So who's should be charged? So who should be charged?
That's just it. That's why this is hard. Everybody's at fault. Wait for the Netflix movie. If that comes out, will you give me credit?
Sure.
I wasn't nowhere near there.
Bill, you were nowhere near there? Okay.
It would be manslaughter for the lot of them, right?
If you left him out there on
Don't know.
purpose, I don't know. That's my theory.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Guess what? If you pasteurize milk, it'll kill any bird flu that's in it. How about that?
You mean this thing that we've been doing for years? That
Yeah. Uh-huh.
keeps you from getting sick from all kinds of things.
Oh,
We should just keep doing that and
Yeah.
not drink it raw.
But why
you
would
shouldn't drink raw
why
milk.
would the internet want me to drink raw milk though?
Well, it's natural.
That's in a word. That's all you need. Just say it's natural, and don't question anything.
Steve Bannon went to jail yesterday.
Good.
He'll be in custody for 4 months? In a pretty nice prison, actually. Not a horrible place, which is too bad. And then finally, this story: Charlotte, the stingray, made famous for her mystery pregnancy, has died.
This
We are
is
sad
another
to announce-
cover-up.
Yes, it is a cover-up. This
are
one,
sad.
I agree with you
agree
this
with
time. Yes.
We are sad to announce after continuing treatment with her medical care team and specialist, our Ray Charlotte passed away today. The aquarium wrote, "The team, Echo family, appreciate your continued love and support while we navigate this great loss. Please don't look into this any further." It's unclear what caused the stingray's death. It's also unclear whether the stingray was pregnant
They
ever.
totally lied about that. Totally.
Kill her. We gotta
Just
get rid of her.
Just for ticket sales.
But we got to get more people into this aquarium. All right, that's it.
All right, sports, weather, traffic.
Whenever Kyle Whittingham decides to retire, the University of Utah has its next football coach all picked out. This is not a surprise. Everybody's been saying this for a long time. Lady in waiting, Morgan Scally. He's the defensive coordinator.
He's a lady?
No, he's not a lady. He's been named officially as the successor to Kyle Whittingham. Now, Kyle hasn't announced when he's going to be done. That he has said before he wanted to retire when he's 60, and this year he's 60. But there's still some thought that he could stick around for another few years. But we know who the next coach will be. Morgan Scally. He'll make at least $5 million a year as head coach when he is elevated. So he already has a contract. When you're head coach, you'll make $5 million a year.
Jesus.
It's an important job, Kerry.
Well, I know, but
Public money.
Your tax dollars are
that's
worth.
my problem with it.
Weather, just gorgeous. 82 and sunny today. We did have some spotty sprinkles last night. That storm seems to have moved out and cooled things down. 88 tomorrow, 85 on the 4th of July. Just a great, not too hot week. I'm happy about that. Happy about traffic, too. A little bit of slowage northbound on Foothill Boulevard. I don't think that's an accident, just normal commute. And traffic alert from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Derry Street from Allison Hill to the Rutherford area is moving at a brisk pace. Thank you. I will do traffic from across the country and the world. Crash Highway 89 northbound lane, mile marker 302. That's in Fairview. Whatever else you see, please text us and let us know. 33986. Purchase an e-bike from High Country E-Bikes in July. Qualify to win a family 4-pack of tickets to Lagoon. Visit highcountryebikes.com.
Frank Christ. Frank, you old bag of bones, you. How are you today?
I see what you did there.
Oh, that doesn't offend you, Frank? That's
It used to.
oh, you're used to it by now.
After all these decades, Oh,
You're a skeletal figure. What can we say?
it is.
Frank is a Grim Reaper. He's a skeleton. He wears a robe. And Frank, thanks for wearing the robe, really.
Well, yeah,
It's
I mean,
the decent thing to do.
it is. I don't have anything to hide but my bones. But this is the uniform. I have to
It
wear
is.
it while I'm working.
And the only thing, you've kind of updated the image because you drive you have an electric scooter that you go around.
The home office issues horses for everyone, but I decided to invest, and I can write it off on my taxes.
Oh, that's you still have to pay taxes?
Oh, please.
Oh, yes.
It never ends.
Oh, okay.
Even in
Death
death.
and taxes, I guess.
It never ends.
Frank is charged with reaping the souls of celebrities, and that's very hard for him because...
I love our precious celebrities.
Yes. And we have him here to play a game every weekday we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
Frank has given me a list of 4 actors. In this case, actors who've been in movies about alien invasions.
Ooh.
Because it's UFO Day. I'm hearing a lot of feedback or something here.
Oh, it's your phone call person.
Echo, yeah.
It's Matt on the phone.
Oh, it's Matt. Hi, Matt.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. I am just fine.
That's what
Yes,
we like
you
to
are,
hear.
Matt. Matt, I'm going to read you these 4 actors, and one of them on this list. Well, 3 of them on the list are.
Well, they're just fine.
But one of them Frank has taken. You identify the dead celebrity, and you will win what, Gina?
You will win tickets to see Imagine Dragons at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater on October 15th.
All right, Matt, here we go. Number 1, Veronica Cartwright. Known for appearing in science fiction and horror films and has earned numerous accolades, including 3 Primetime Emmy Award nominations. As a child actress, Cartwright appeared in supporting roles in The Children's Hour and The Birds. She made her transition into mainstream mature roles with Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and she played Lambert in the science fiction horror film Alien. She was in dozens of horror and alien invasion movies, including a movie called The Invasion. Number 1, Veronica Cartwright. Number 2, Vincent Schiavelli. He gained fame as a character actor, mainly in supporting roles. His better-known roles include Fredrickson in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Mr. Vargas in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, the Subway Ghost in Ghost, Organ Grinder in Batman Returns, Buggy Ding Dong in Death to Smoochie, and Chester in The People vs. Larry Flint. He was in The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. Number 2, Vincent Schiavelli. Number 3, Barry Pepper. He played Private Daniel Jackson in Saving Private Ryan. He was in The Green Mile, Roger Maris in 61, and he was also in We Were Soldiers. Pepper won the Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Supporting Actor for his performance in Battlefield Earth, a saga of the year 3000. That's number 3, Barry Pepper. And finally on this list, Dennis Leary. First came to prominence as a stand-up comedian, especially through appearances on MTV and through the stand-up special No Cure for Cancer and Lock and Load. Also known for his successful TV shows, The Job and Rescue Me. He's in a movie about a town full of zombies and vampires and werewolves, and I don't remember the name of it. So anyway, but he's in it. That's number 4, Dennis Leary. Which one of those actors is dead, Matt?
Is it the second one?
Number 2, Vincent Schiavelli. It is. Yes, indeed. He died in the year 2005. He was only 57 years old, and if you don't recognize his name, but if you saw him, you'd go, "Oh, that guy."
Frank's seen him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Frank had.
He frightened me.
Oh.
Yes. All right, congratulations, Matt. You're going to go see Imagine Dragons.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hang on the line, and somebody will tell you what you need to do next.
Well, I've got to go check on Larry David.
Oh.
It's just
His
procedure.
birthday?
He's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, I
He's
mean-
just fine.
How old is Larry?
77 today.
All right.
I always have to check celebrities on their birthday.
I think he's pretty good.
Oh,
today.
yeah. It's Jerry Hall I'm worried about. 68 today.
Oh.
So Larry David is older than Jerry Hall. That's because the miles are showing on her more.
Oh,
than
well,
Larry.
you know, she was married to a Rolling
That's true.
Stone. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
And she was married to what's his name, too?
Rupert Murdoch.
Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah. We've got great traffic right now. A little bit of slowage eastbound I-80 coming into South Salt Lake. Not any accidents, though. I think that's just construction slowage. And whatever you're seeing out there, you can let us know. Text it to us, 33986.
All right, KXRK Provo. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages. Sean Means is here to review movies. Stand by for that. It's the 4th of July weekend. That's why he's in early. All right? Stand by for it. Movie reviews. We'll find out what's opening, what's playing, all of that. High Country e-bikes. Go to highcountryebikes.com. Take a look at their selection, but also keep in mind with every e-bike purchased in July, this month at High Country e-bikes, you're going to be qualified to win a family 4-pack to Lagoon. High Country e-bikes, your ticket to adventure, highcountryebikes.com. It's a great time to get outside on an e-bike from High Country e-bikes. They're a great way to bike longer, go further, be less exhausted, especially in this heat. They got all kinds of the great brands, Yamaha, Bosch, iZip, High Bike, Raleigh Electric, and more. You'll save hundreds, even thousands, on high-quality e-bikes from High Country e-bikes. Overstock inventory, you can save up to 60%, 60% and more on select models below dealer costs. So enjoy summer on your new e-bike from High Country e-bikes, and don't miss out on the incredible savings and your chance to win a family 4-pack to Lagoon. So go to highcountryebikes.com, take a look, and then go do some shopping. High Country.
It's often said that the people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day. And today's word is...
Satan. Satan. S-A-Y-U-N. Satan. Today's word and the following sketch was written by Radio from Hell friend of the program, Kirk Baxter, with a bit of editing and rewriting by Bill Allred. Now here are the mayor of Mona, Utah, Don Criddle, and his son Denver. Again, the word is Satan.
Denver, Criddle, you get in here.
What is it, Daddy?
Denver, I'm very disappointed in you, and I'm sorry to say we need to have another mayor patriarchy discussion about your conduct and about your choice of literature, young man.
What do you mean, Daddy?
Well, your dear mother informed me that she could feel that the wrong spirit was in our home.
Ooh.
So she decided she would ransack your room.
Oh.
And yes, I'm shocked to say that she discovered Satan's book in your possession.
What do you mean, Daddy?
I am speaking of your smuggled copy of Harry Porker and the Prisoner of Alcatraz. I think that's the name of it. Anyway, you know, the spiritual leaders of our church, the one true church, have informed us all that them Henry Parker books was penned by the devil himself.
But, Daddy, that's not mine. I don't know where it came from.
Oh, Denver, don't you go lying to your father and your mayor authority. I can clearly recognize the Mona City Library card tucked in betwixt the pages. That's yours. Did you check the book out from our local library? Did anybody see the mayor's own son at the library checking out one of Satan's books?
No, Daddy. I bribed Rusty Munson to go in there and check it out for me. No, Daddy. I don't know where this book came from. I was set up. I was framed, Daddy. That's it.
Denver, your dishonesty is proof of Satan's power over you. Remember that even the little white lies are a victory for Satan.
Oh, Daddy, you got me. I confess. I like reading these filthy, abominable books of Lord Satan. Oh, what do I do, Daddy? Surely my father and illustrious mayor can save my wavering soul from destruction.
Denver, this calls for extreme actions.
Oh.
I remember when I was a boy, and my daddy caught me with an addiction to lighting matches, and do you know how he cured me?
How, Daddy?
Well, son, he took me deep into the hills of Mona. He brought with him every box of matches he could buy from the local store, and he had me light every single match one by one until I was sick of lighting matches. And wouldn't you know it, I was cured. I never wanted to light another match from then on.
So, in order to cure me, I have to read more of Satan's books, Daddy?
That's right, Denver. And then, when you have read the entire series, I will burn them in our incinerator. Let's get started.
Hail Satan!
Denver!
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah word of the day.
6.
Yeah, like Joe and Morgan, he's been texting us at 15-minute intervals all morning from Morgan at 33986.
Yeah,
why? Because, he's not a crazy stalker. He just loves us very much.
Oh, okay.
In Morgan.
All right. Sean Means Movies are brought to you by...
The Stateroom presents Making Live Music Memories coming up on July 14th. Don't miss Ziggy Marley at Deer Valley Concert Series. Get tickets for upcoming shows at thestateroompresents.com.
Oh, that's not it? Oh.
No.
No, this is. There we go.
Well. Here he is, Sean Patrick Means, the culture editor of the Salt Lake Tribune. That sounds very important.
Some days.
It is very important. sltrib.com. And Sean is also a film critic, and you can find all of his reviews at moviecricket.net, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And so what do we got, Sean, to see this weekend?
Well, because of the weird schedule and the holiday on Thursday, we have movies opening on Wednesday. We have movie opening on Friday. The one that's opening on Friday, I won't see it till tomorrow night, is Maxine. With 3 X's, a triple X. Maxine.
This is the X movie trilogy.
Mm-hmm. This is the conclusion of the trilogy that started with X and continued with Pearl. Mia Goth as Maxine Minx, who we met in the first movie as a first-time porn performer in X. Now she is a porn star in Hollywood, trying to become a real movie star. But her past is catching up to her, and somebody wants her dead.
Okay.
So that's what we get. And
I saw the first one, and it was really pretty good. And she's good, and it had kind of these weird and nice plot twists to it. So
yep. And Pearl was just strange because it was like a flashback to other people in that world. So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
I'll have that review on moviecricket.net late Wednesday night.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I caught up with one that opened last Friday, but they didn't show it to critics in this market. Kinds of Kindness.
Oh.
This is the new movie by director Yorgos Lanthimos. He's the guy who he made my #1 movie of last year.
Poor Things.
Which won Emma Stone her second Oscar.
And this is him teaming up with Emma Stone again.
Emma again, and Willem Dafoe again. Yep. So and Margaret Qualley again. So we have 3 stories overlapping here. One is about an accountant who goes to great lengths to do everything his boss tells him to do until he tells the guy to do something that he just can't bring himself to do. One story is about a cop who's reunited with his missing wife, but there's something off about her. And the third one follows 2 people working for the leaders of a cult trying to find someone with special powers. So there are some common threads through each of these 3 stories. They each center on someone who will go to extremes to prove their love to another person. And each one has something that's broken that can't be repaired, and each one has water and has blood. The other thing they each have is they each have the same actors.
So they're playing different characters in different stories. Okay.
Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone lead the cast in all 3 stories, playing different characters in each one. Same thing with Willem Dafoe, Margaret Qualley, Hong Chow, Mamadou Athie, Joe Alwyn, the former Mrs. Taylor Swift.
Yes.
And so it's great to see Lanthimos use his cast like a repertory theater troupe.
If you're not careful, this could get confusing.
They do it in such a way that it doesn't. I mean, they're not bleeding into each other. It's not like Pulp Fiction where like one goes into. There is a link. There is a common link that I can't talk about. But
they change hats, Carrie. They were different hats.
That must be.
Well, I mean, Jesse Plemons' hair keeps getting shorter and shorter. That's one way you can tell. Now, this movie is not for everybody. I'm going to start right there with that.
Why is that?
The stories can be confounding a little bit, a little mean-spirited at times. But if you like Lanthimos' movies, Poor Things, The Favorite, The Lobster, then you might be able to connect with what's going on here. And the acting is astonishing. Jesse Plemons especially. 3 high-wire performances all in the same movie. He actually won Best Actor at Cannes for this this year. So
well, he's good in everything.
He's amazing. I mean, if you saw his brief turn in Civil War, where he just terrified the heck out of everybody. He's an amazing actor. 3.5 stars for Kinds of Kindness.
All right.
Like I said, it opened last Friday. It's still playing around town, so go find it if you are into that sort of thing.
But it's Despicable Me 4.
Yes,
that is the big.
This is going to be the one that knocks Inside Out 2 off the top of the box office.
You think?
This week? Oh yeah.
I guess these really are popular, aren't they?
They are very popular. This is the 6th movie in this franchise because we've got 4 Despicable Me movies and 2 Minions movies.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Here's why they're popular. It's summer, and people are looking for things to do with their kids, and they already saw Inside Out. That's it.
Maybe I could suggest read a book.
There's as much thought as given to this.
Read a book.
I could come up with a list of much better things they could be watching on Netflix or Hulu or Max or whatever.
I mean,
watch Looney Tunes cartoons for a couple hours.
Exactly.
Exactly. This is brand management being more important than making a good movie.
Yeah.
Gru and the Minions, those little furry, little funny yellow monsters that do everything the boss demands. Still voiced by Steve Carell, with the sort of indeterminate Eastern European accent that he does there. Gru is still an ex supervillain. He's working to take down other supervillains. That's been the setup for the last few movies now. In this one, he's going after his old high school rival, Maxime Damal, voiced by Will Ferrell in a bad French accent.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. Who has a plan to take over the world with cockroach powers. It's never quite.
All right.
Yeah, it's never quite there.
Fine.
There is a story here about Maxime escaping from prison, trying to track down Gru, and Gru and the family. And yes, he now has a family. He's got his wife, voiced by Kristen Wiig. He's got the 3 girls that he adopted in the first movie.
Mrs. Gru,
Lucy, because she was an agent that worked. It was don't bother. And then of course they now have a baby.
Of course,
because it's just too cute.
Yeah.
And half the jokes are about how much the baby doesn't like the dad. That's like half the stuff here.
And diaper changing and
all
stuff like that.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, there's diapers. Yep. Yeah. So the plot is a very lame excuse to string together some very lame jokes and situations. It's just lame all the way down. This is not very funny or clever or entertaining, and even the kids in the theater last night were not that into it.
They really? Okay.
That's kind of interesting.
There is a funny movie to be had in here, and it would be just to take the video of the ad-libbing recording sessions between Will Ferrell and Steve Carell.
Yes.
Just watch that for
and not
half
even
an hour.
Animated. Just them in the studio.
Them in the studio going at it. At the end, they do a duet of "Everybody Wants to Rule the World," which of course is the perfect supervillain song.
And it took this long.
So it's a thing. 1 star.
One.
I don't do 1 star that often.
You don't.
I try to find the good in everything.
I thought you'd at least go 2 on this.
I did try to find the good in this. No, it's just no. I was like sitting in there for an hour and a half and going, why am I doing this to myself?
you could go no stars.
I could.
You save those for
that would require mustering up enough anger at the thing.
All right. So Kinds of Kindness 3.5, not for everybody, you emphasize.
Yes.
And Despicable Me 4, 1 star. So it sounds like
not for anybody.
Not for anybody. We should go see Inside Out 2.
Go see Inside Out 2 again. Go see anything again. Go see Horizon if you want to spend 3 hours just watching Kevin Costner, chew Western scenery
And spend money.
And spend his inheritance.
All right. What about next week?
Next week, the big one is Fly Me to the Moon. This is a romantic comedy.
That's right.
With, I guess it's a romantic comedy.
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum is the head of Mission Control, right at NASA, ahead of the first Apollo mission to the moon. And Scarlett Johansson is a marketing expert who's been hired to make going to the moon look sexy. So,
well, if anybody could do it,
I would think so. Yes.
Indeed. All right. Well, thank you, Sean.
Sean Means, read his newspaper. He owns it now. SLTrib.com.
Everybody owns it. It's a nonprofit.
Oh,
That's right.
There we go.
All right, thank you. Traffic, Gina, please.
Well, there's hot air balloons hovering over the skies of Provo. It's for Freedom Day celebrations, but people are slowing down, going, "What's that?" It's just it's a hot air balloon. It's okay. You can.
I ain't never seen one of those before.
We have a crash northbound Legacy Parkway, milepost 8. That's 950 north in Centerville and Davis County. The right shoulder affected there. We'll check our message stream, see if anybody sent anything in via text at 33986. No, but you certainly can if you see something, and I will pass it along. Do you wish you had younger, healthier-looking skin? The Elite Aesthetics team at Canyons Medical Center can help make your wish a reality. Call them today, 801-666-6650. That's 801-666-6650.
All right.
Let's see. We've got boners coming up.
Yes.
Here are the candidates you'll vote for. Number 1, nice work if you can get it. Number 2, wearing a Jason-style mask was the first sign that he might be up to no good. And boner candidate number 3, go back to your country.
All right, boner of the day, big boy news, all coming up after these messages and a song. Stand by for that. Salt Lake Film Society.
Sean Means, did you know Pulp Fiction's turning 30 years old?
Yes, I did.
I figured you probably did. If you're a fan of it, maybe you remember seeing it 30 years ago in the theater.
In the theater, I did.
Yeah.
Or maybe you've never seen it on the big screen. Join us next Friday, July 12th. We're going to do a special screening of Pulp Fiction, and we're going to be recording a Not Safe for Work podcast before the screening. So at 6 o'clock, we're going to record a podcast, and then at 7 o'clock, and while we're recording the podcast, we'll do movie trivia and prizes and that kind of thing. And then at 7 o'clock will be the movie.
Yeah. Beat Gina live
Yeah.
with Pulp Fiction trivia.
For prizes. And this is all connected to the Summer Showdown, where you vote with your butt in a seat at the Broadway Cinema by buying a ticket. This counts for that. So Pulp Fiction is the Friday offering next week. This week, however, you've got Hook on Friday versus Space Jam on Saturday. So get your tickets at slfstix.org.
Homelessness is
So my kids that I have at home, Jonesy, 16, Mohammed, a week away from 15, believe it or not.
Still blown away by
He's going to be getting his learner's permit.
There's trouble.
Yep.
So Jonesy drives to school every day, and my daughter is painfully punctual. I am leaving this house at 7:23. If you are not ready at 7:23, I'm leaving you.
Mm-hmm.
And she's asked us, is that okay? And we said, yeah,
Sure. Don't let that dead weight drag you down.
don't let him make you late.
He's a millstone around your neck, you know.
And so yesterday, apparently 7:23, she yells downstairs, I'm leaving. I'm really going. And she said, I waited a couple more minutes just in case, and he still wasn't coming up. So I yelled down, that's it. I got to go. Bye. And she left him. Because we've told him, if you're not ready, I guess you're walking to school. And so I asked my daughter after school, I said, well, did you cheat? And she said, no. I said, well, I didn't get a call from school that he was late. Because he must have been late if he had to walk to school.
You would think.
So after school, I said, Mohammed, what did you do? How did you get to school?
Yeah.
And he said, well, I started walking, and one of those electric scooters was abandoned on...
Oh, there you go.
on the sidewalk. And so he quick downloaded the app.
Good for him. That's resourceful.
And he said, I got there 2 minutes before the bell rang.
Geez, speaking of those electric scooters, I meant to mention this. I saw the weirdest thing when I was coming back from my procedure on Friday. It was 13th East and 13th South. And you know 13th South going west off of 13th East is really steep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Some guy comes blasting through the light to go down that hill on one of those scooters.
Mm-hmm.
But he had on a backpack,
Mm-hmm.
he had on gloves, and he was carrying skis over one shoulder. So he had only one hand on the scooter,
Wow.
carrying pair of skis, and he was going like 35 miles an hour.
Really fast. Yeah.
I just thought, what?
He had a bus to catch.
Crazy. Well, I applaud your son for being resourceful.
But I also said, that's not an everyday.
I was going to say, yeah, that worked this time.
Yeah, it was like, that's like $4 every time you get. That's not.
Is that how much it was?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
But plus I said, you can't count on running across one of those.
No. What you do is you find one and you ride it home, and then it's you make sure that it's kind of out of sight. And
well, you gotta charge it.
Well, yeah, I think they go for a while. I think I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out how long they go.
I don't know what the battery life is on those things.
Yeah.
But I said, all right, because I was all ready to get mad at him for see, you were late for school because you didn't leave with your sister, and he.
You know who would know the battery life? Our production guy, Doug. He takes the train. He lives down south fairly far, so he takes the train in to work. Yeah. But he has an electric scooter. He owns one, and he takes it on the train, and then he gets on the scooter and comes from the
charges
station
it here,
and comes from the station up here for the train station up here.
Huh.
Yeah, which is smart.
So. I mean, what he needs to be ready on time is the thing.
Well, now this will be part of the equation. We'll see. Did he learn from this?
I don't know, because it's supposed to hurt. It's supposed to, because it's painful when you get to school late and you're tardy and you got to go get a.
Well, the nuns hit you over the knuckles with a ruler, don't they?
They're full of nuns at that school.
Somebody's saying I think the scooter's charged with a USB cable.
Mm-hmm.
Buy Muhammad his own electric scooter for Christmas. The Segway ones are at Costco, and they're not that expensive for a smaller one even. Nope, not going to.
Yeah, that's just what he needs, his own scooter.
No.
Guy in the chat room. I used to charge them. They last about 30 miles.
Oh, that's actually pretty far.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I tried it once. You haven't been on them, have you, Carrie?
No.
I tried it once out in front of the building here.
Right when they first came.
And it was... it's dangerous.
They go too fast.
They look fun. I haven't tried one just because I didn't feel like downloading yet another app to my phone, and so.
But more to the point, he's going to be able to drive himself to school before long.
Will you have enough cars?
Yes. Wow. Because Joe gave Jonesy his car, so we've had this. This has been a 10-year plan.
The 10-year plan.
You pay off this car. I know this car's been taken care of, and then you give that car to that kid, and then I pay off this car and give that car to that kid. And
you don't make them do anything for it. They don't have to make payments, or
no. No. They pay their own gas, and if they get a ticket,
insurance,
one ticket, then they have to pay their insurance.
Wow. Do some chores on the farm.
You know what?
You pay for it.
You know what kind of car my parents gave me? No car.
My parents didn't. I had to buy my own car. My parents didn't give me a car.
I didn't get one. And I thought when I graduated from high school, they said, we've got you something really special for high school graduation. I thought, oh, my God, it's going to be a car. It's going to be a car. No, it was a Polaroid camera.
No, it's when you go on your mission, Bill. That's
when you get the car.
You didn't do that, or you would have gotten one.
I would have gotten a new Camaro.
That was the plan for my friend Braden.
Really?
When he got back, he found out that the dairy went under.
Oh.
Didn't get his car.
Yeah.
Quit the church shortly thereafter.
Didn't get my car. I'm not going to be a Mormon anymore.
Because
on this day in 2008, you say, the gravestone of former Joy Division frontman Ian Curtis was stolen. What does his gravestone say? Ian Curtis, love will tear us apart.
Has it ever turned up?
I'm not sure. This just says they're appealing to anyone with information on its whereabouts. Don't know if I can investigate further, but
please.
I mean, not right this second, but I'll look into it.
Guests of this mystery stay at the Lovewell Terrace Apartments. Sorry. Let's see. Time for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the day for today, July 2, 2024. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote, and one of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
Can't buy it, gotta win it. Radio from Hell boner t-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1. Well, it's nice work if you can get it. No one ever saw him in the office. He rarely responded to emails and never answered calls. He was so unreachable, in fact, that some people questioned if he was still on the staff. But Warren Taylor Agner continued to collect paychecks from Utah State University Eastern for more than 2 years without showing up and with little evidence that he completed any work at all, even as other staff repeatedly reported frustration about his absence. They submitted complaints to the school's HR office, several administrators, to officials at the Utah System of Higher Education, and to federal investigators. Even local businesses in rural east central Utah, which Agner was hired in July 2021 to support, called the school to say they hadn't heard from him and they could really use the help that USU had promised. At least one of those alerts came to administrators as early as March of 2022, 7 months into Mr. Agner's time there, according to a trove of emails shared with the Salt Lake Tribune by multiple Utah State University employees and former employees. But it wasn't until 2023, more than a year after that, that the school actually started an internal audit prompted by the Utah Attorney General's office, which received a tip about the situation that alleged fraud was being committed. In the end, investigators found that Agner had received $157,000
for doing nothing.
For $157,470 for the time that he was employed, but he didn't do the job.
What? So he does exist?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
More broadly, the dense 24-page internal audit details favoritism, inappropriate working and hiring practices at USU Eastern, which is a small satellite campus 200 miles from the university's primary location.
We did our show from there once, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Tribune requested some of the findings of the HR investigation. At one point, Agner's direct supervisor got an email from HR asking about concerns that Agner wasn't working. The supervisor forwarded the message saying, "The situation just moved to DEFCON 3. I'm not sure what I can or cannot do at this time."
But I read this story, and it goes further to say that he was under one department, and that department got uncomfortable with it. Mm-hmm. So they were like, oh, we need to move him to another department. What can we do to keep, like, I've got to know who this guy is and why they insist on. Yeah. It wasn't like an oversight. This was like, no, we need to keep paying this guy. Now, he moved out of state.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's not here anymore.
Yeah.
And they don't know how they're going to get this money back.
I don't think they are.
I don't, yeah.
But I'm insanely curious about why they were doing this.
Yeah, how did this get this far?
And there is no clear answer. As you read through the story.
No, it doesn't.
There is no clear answer. When someone asked Mr. Agner what his job was, he said, well, it's difficult to describe right now. It's transitional.
But he wasn't taking advantage of the school's complicit in this, or some people there are.
But he was certainly taking advantage of it.
No, I mean, he was. But it's not like he was, like, duping them. Yeah, they were in on it.
Yeah, they'd have to be in on it for him to get this far.
They knew that he was not working. And when somebody complained, they're like, well, we'll move him to a different department, but we have to keep paying him. I need to know more about this.
We need to get that guy from Fox 13 on this.
Yeah.
A good reporter.
Well, all I know is that it's boner candidate number 1. Nice work if you can get it.
I'll say.
Jeez. Here's boner candidate number 2. You know, wearing a Jason-style mask is probably the first sign that he might be up to no good. Santa Rosa, California, a driver wearing a Jason-style mask was arrested Saturday after police pulled him over and found an AR-15 style gun in his back seat.
Was it Chainsaw Guy?
It was AR-15 guy.
Oh, okay.
Santa Rosa police officers stopped the driver of a gold Toyota Camry around 9:40 p.m. for having headlights or taillights off. The 27-year-old driver, Adnai Ephraim of Santa Rosa, was wearing a hockey goalie's mask similar to Jason in Friday the 13th films. Officers noticed he was sweating profusely and that an AR-15 style rifle was in the back seat. Police allege that the gun, an Eagle Arms Eagle 56 millimeter semi-automatic rifle was an illegal, unregistered weapon. It was not loaded, they noted, but Mr. Ephraim was arrested on suspicion of possession of an assault weapon and booked into the Sonoma County Jail. I don't know if they let him keep the mask, but boner candidate number 2 wearing a Jason-style mask was the first sign he might be up to no good.
All right.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, go back to your country.
Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big boy news and a Pinuendo brought to you by
Excel Automotive Repair, commuter vehicle repair specialist, Asian and small domestic vehicles, dealership quality service at independent shop rates. Located at 33rd South 290 East. To make an appointment, go to excelautomotiverepair.com.
You know, I'm fascinated that people still use Redbox and rent DVDs.
I don't
from
know
Redbox.
that they do.
They do. I saw somebody doing it at Smith's a couple of weeks ago. But and I'm also fascinated by the fact that you know who owns Redbox? Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment.
What?
Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment, the parent company of DVD rental operator Redbox.
What?
You're right though, Gina. Not many people do because they filed for bankruptcy protection. The bankruptcy filing comes after months of a series of financial struggles for the company and piling unpaid bills. Chicken Soup for the Soul has accumulated nearly $1 billion in debt.
Sheesh.
The Chapter 11 filing submitted Friday in Delaware bankruptcy court shows that. After reporting loss after loss over recent quarters, the filing also discloses that Chicken Soup for the Soul owes millions of dollars to over 500 creditors, which range from big names in the entertainment world like Sony Pictures and Warner Brothers to major retailers like Walgreens and Walmart. As of March this year, Friday's filing shows Chicken Soup for the Soul had $414 million in assets, $970 million in debts. Shares for the public company have fallen more than 90% over the last year.
They're streaming. I mean, like you were saying, who's
but I saw somebody doing it the other day, and it's right outside where I parked my car at Smith's, and somebody was returning something to... Chicken Soup for the Soul also operates and supports streaming and video on-demand offerings that includes Redbox Live TV and Crackle. So,
okay.
Let's see. Hurricane Beryl brought significant damage to island communities in the Southwest Caribbean on Monday afternoon, where it made landfall as a strong Category 4 storm. The storm ripped off roofs and the doors on the island of Caracau and swamped streets and businesses on the island of Barbados, snapped trees and down power lines, leaving residents in the dark with limited communication as they make their first assessments of the storm's damage.
Quick, Mike Lee, make some babies to fix this.
No injuries or deaths have immediately been reported as a result of the storm, but it's pretty powerful and it has devastated those islands. James Brenner, sentenced Monday in Box Elder County after he pleaded guilty to murdering 19-year-old Dylan Rounds. In May, Brenner entered a plea agreement and received a reduction from first-degree felony aggravated murder to second-degree felony murder in the death of Dylan Rounds. Brenner was also convicted of 2 weapons-related charges. He was sentenced to up to 30 years in prison for each of the 3 counts he pleaded guilty to. He was also given credit for the jail time he had already served. As part of the agreement, prison time is mandatory for Brenner, and sentences for each charge will run consecutively. Dylan helped you out many, many times, whether it be hauling sugar beets or potatoes or whatever, and this is how you repaid him, said Justin Rounds, Dylan's father. Brenner declined to speak during the sentencing hearing, relying solely on the words of his attorney. I am really not sure why he didn't get the death penalty.
Yeah.
I mean, he just cold-blooded killer. Killed that kid. Let's see. Eileen Gu. You know who that is?
No.
She is a California-born athlete who won 2 gold medals for China in freestyle skiing in the recent Beijing Olympics. She's signed on to work for Salt Lake City's bid for the 2034 Winter Olympics. Tom Kelly, a spokesman for the bid committee, confirmed Ms. Gu's participation to the Associated Press on Tuesday as an athlete representative. Gu made the announcement earlier at the Time 100 Summit, calling herself an ambassador. She's working with us, Kelly said, but we haven't chosen her exact title yet. She's 18 years old. She was, and now this story here in the Tribune, I believe, it says this choice to have her work for the Olympic bid could be controversial or inspired. Here's why controversial.
Okay.
18-year-old Gu, was born in the United States to a Chinese mother, but she competed for China about 4 months ago and won 2 gold medals and 1 silver medal in Beijing in the Olympics. In explaining her choice at the time, she often said she wanted to inspire young Chinese women.
Okay.
In announcing her role with Salt Lake at the time event, she said skiing and her position with the bid committee was a beautiful example of globalism. She's expected to attend Stanford University this fall. Her passport status has come under scrutiny. China does not officially allow dual citizenship. And Ms. Gu has never clarified if she still holds American citizenship or not, or if she has renounced it, or if she has a Chinese passport. The state-controlled Chinese media never seemed to raise the issue, initially welcoming the medal she won for her mother's homeland. She could have chosen to ski for the America, but she did not do that.
I like to believe that inspiring Chinese girls to do that is the reason behind it.
To the non-Chinese media, she often offered unclear answers to some of these questions. Some of the scrutiny was viewed as unfair, although she was placed in the spotlight by lucrative commercial deals offered to her by China. She's an extremely attractive young woman. She's been on the cover of Vogue and all kinds of things. And she's really one hell of a graceful, wonderful freestyle skier.
You know what my guess is?
What?
I love speculating.
Okay.
I know you do.
She's American. She
Yes.
has an American passport.
Yes.
But China is acknowledging that she's a good ambassador for them and their sport, so they're willing to overlook that.
Okay.
But this is why she's vague about it, because China's like, don't ever let anybody know that we're allowing you to ski for us or whatever without having, because that would make us look bad. So you have to be vague about it. That's my speculation.
Yeah, it says she's vague about whether she has American citizenship.
Well, that's what I mean,
as well.
because that would make China look bad if she's vague about the whole thing. They've told her, you can do this, you'll make money from us, but let's just not talk about that.
Yeah, I've seen her interviewed. She's very articulate, and so I think she's a good ambassador, and would help the cause of having the Olympics here, but. Let's see, what's about it, I think. One more story here.
Sure.
One way to help tell how a Tyrannosaurus Rex digested food is to look at its poop.
Of course.
Bone fragments
It's
in
corn.
a piece of fossilized excrement at a new museum in northern Arizona, aptly called the Pooseum, are among the tinier bits of evidence that indicate that the T-Rex wasn't much of a chewer, but rather swallowed whole chunks of prey.
Well, yeah.
The sample is one of more than 7,000 on display, 7,000 different pieces of poo on display at the museum that opened in May in Williams, a town known for its Wild West shows along Route 66, wildlife attractions, and railway to Grand Canyon National Park. The Pooseum sign features a bright green T-Rex cartoon character sitting on a toilet to grab attention from the buzzing neon lights and muffled 1950s music emanating from other businesses.
I have questions.
By
His
the way,
arms
those
are so short.
Yes.
How do you clean
how
up?
do they wipe?
He can't.
You're wondering how a T-Rex wipes?
If he's sitting on a toilet.
Yeah. That's
it's
something that you really would wonder about.
just immediately where my mind went is there's no way that
My mind went to, why is a T-Rex sitting on
Gina.
a toilet?
Gina, bidet.
Oh.
All right? God, think about these things. Come on.
The Pooseum. All All right.
It's Poop Chat on X96 Radio from Hell.
They have a massive specimen that weighs 20 pounds. They're called coprolites.
It's been a while, but yeah.
Fossilized feces. All right. 20 pounds.
Weather,
right.
traffic.
Beautiful day today, 82, sunny, just gorgeous. We stay in the mid 80s all the way through the weekend. Just lovely. Yeah, enjoy that. We had a friend of the program say there's a traffic light out 23rd East Foothill Boulevard. That's why there's some slowage going on there. Also, friend of the program says southbound I-15 slow through Riverdale and Roy. Crash northbound Legacy Parkway near 4th North in Centerville has a right lane and shoulder blocked. Not a lot of traffic in that area, so not having a lot of backups, but just be aware of that if that's part of your commute. And whatever else you're seeing on the roads, please share it with us, and I will pass it along. 33986 is where you do that. Do you wish that you had younger, healthier-looking skin? The Elite Aesthetics team at Canyons Medical Center can help make your wish a reality. Visit canyonsmedical.com. Go to the services menu for details.
Thank you.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. Go back to your country. A Nebraska man who told his Hispanic neighbors to go back to their country before shooting 7 of them, including 4 children, in a obviously racially motivated shooting. He died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, said police. Investigators identified the shooter as Billy Booth of Crete, Nebraska. Booth shot up 4 kids between the ages of 3 and 10 at a house across the street from his residence Friday afternoon. Additionally, 3 adults between the ages of 22 and 43 suffered gunshot wounds as Booth unleashed a hail of gunfire. The victims, who have not been publicly identified, all suffered non-life-threatening injuries, said the police.
That's good.
Yeah. I guess it was just a racist thing that happened, said family friend of the victims. Joshua, his name is Joshua Morales. So I guess the dude that shot them was just, racist, because he shot a Hispanic family, and he told a Hispanic family to go back to their country. At least 15 people were home at the time of the incident. Investigators are still actively working this investigation. But at some point, Mr. Booth, Billy Booth, then shot himself, and he is no longer with us. Boner candidate number 3, go back to your country.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, nice work if you can get it. It's a guy who apparently had a job that he never went to at Utah State University East in Price. He at least for 2 years he was being paid, and nobody ever saw him working. Boner candidate number 2, wearing a Jason-style mask was the first sign that he might be up to no good. A driver wearing that sort of a mask was stopped by the police. He had an AR-15 in the backseat of his car, and he was sweating profusely. And boner candidate number 3, go back to your country.
All right. Now is the time to call and vote for your boner. You better do it quickly, because you only have about 2.5 minutes to get your vote in. So, which one is the worst? 1, 2, or 3? Which one should be boner of the day? Remember your candidate number. Put that single digit in the message of a text. And text that to 33986. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live voice vote at 877-602-9696. You can also go online and vote, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, July 2, 2024. Click and vote. And if you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. Now, it's not Friday, but Jimmy the Wine Guy is here because, after all, the liquor store will be closed on Thursday. You're going to want to write down some ideas for beverages. You probably have questions about what beverages should I have for my 4th of July get-together. He can help you out with all of that. So get ready. Have another drink with Jimmy the Wine Guy coming up after we award Boner of the Day. All right, let's vote. Go.
You brought us a treat?
Oh, let me get those.
Cookies. We were talking about them the other day, and I guess they had these out last year, too. hot cocoa. What is it?
Hot cocoa flavor cream. Oreos. Yeah, I saw them in the grocery store, and I went, well, I imagine I know what that tastes like.
Mhm.
And then you did a story about them, and I went, damn it.
Supposed to taste like cocoa.
So then I went to the grocery store yesterday, pick up some stuff, and they were there.
What's the difference between cocoa and hot chocolate?
I don't know.
I think there is.
It says marshmallow and hot cocoa flavor cream. Ooh, artificially flavored.
Well, what are they going to do? Make hot chocolate and then dehydrate it and...
Yeah, you could.
Science could do that.
But it's cheaper to have science make your flavors.
Now, hot chocolate, do they just melt a chocolate bar?
It's the cream is part hot cocoa, artificially flavored, and then the other half of the cream is marshmallow flavored. So you get both in the.
It smells good. I like that kind of sweet chemically smell. And it's the regular Oreo sandwich cookies. Now, do you take it apart, do you think, or do you just eat it?
I think you eat it however you want to eat it.
I mean, I don't have any milk. If I were home, I'd give it a little dunk.
I'll give you a little dunk.
It's the only way I get dairy. Is if I have Oreos to dunk in milk.
No ice cream?
Oh, well, yeah, no.
Well,
I like that.
It's not bad.
I like it better than an Oreo.
It's creamier.
Yeah.
It is creamier, isn't it?
Yep. I wish it was double stuffed, though.
Is that more? Yeah. If you do the flavors with a double stuff, then I'm interested.
There could be a little more in there.
I like the carrot cake ones that they do, though.
Oh, my God.
That's because you're not supposed to put vegetables in cake, right? Is that right, Gina?
All right, time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by some rainbow trout and some, corn and tomato salad and some potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
And Gracie's open daily for lunch and dinner, now serving brunch every Friday, Saturday, Sunday till 3 p.m. Live entertainment nightly on the patio. Gracie's, located at the corner of 3rd Southwest Temple, must be 21 or older to enter.
Well, there really wasn't much of a contest today. You wouldn't think there would be. Although, Boner candidate number 1, the guy getting paid for not showing up.
I thought he would have done better.
Yeah, he did well, but not. You can't beat the guy shooting up the kids across the street.
When you started reading that one, I'm like, well, obviously that's your winner right there.
Fortunately, that no one he didn't kill anybody,
right?
And that's fortunate. But what a racist ass!
Yes,
I mean, really.
There you go. It's your Boner of the Day for today, July 2, 2024. Have another drink with Jimmy the Wine Guy, brought to you by...
So we don't have an official sponsor today because it's not Friday, but perhaps Jimmy would like to mention something here?
Yeah, we have...
He's the Cavalier, the Cavalier of the Wine Academy of Utah.
You know, we are celebrating sparkling wine from the Italian Prosecco producer, Adami.
Yeah. That's the one we usually buy.
All right. Well, let's begin then.
I just feel bad that I can't be there.
Oh, you're going to love it today, Bill. You would have loved it. We have sparkling wine. We're featuring it with a little Capoletti, all kinds of fun stuff. But the Adami is brought. So there is a little sponsor. I didn't get it to you soon enough, and I apologize.
It's okay. I got it now.
Okay.
Katie sent it over to me. Adami Winery, producing Prosecco since 1933. Well, the vineyards are considered a garden, and grapes selected from small plots. Oh, I can't see it.
Valdobiadine.
Thank you. Thank you. Showcasing single expressions of Prosecco for over 90 years, this Italian sparkling can be in your glass all holiday weekend long today. Just pick up a few bottles today at a wine store near you.
Now, first of all, show me the Adami label. Because sparkling is my wife's favorite.
Bosca da Ghica.
Okay, I have bought that before.
This is, oops, I'm not in the camera.
There you go.
This is, what I love about this Prosecco is because Prosecco is always a light sparkling, not taken too seriously, this and that. This, oh my gosh, this is just fantastic. I don't...
Sorry. Oh, no. Now, do you want me to taste this before we mix?
I want you to taste this. Yeah,
okay.
it's a multi-step. So Prosecco, this is from the Galera grape variety. They do add about 3% or so Chardonnay into this, which is allowed by law. Well, Bosca da Ghica, this means the forest of the Ghica. And Prosecco is a large wine-growing region. We've all heard of Champagne. In order for a sparkling wine to be Champagne, it's got to be from France, from that village, from that district. Same thing here in Italy with Prosecco. Since 2012, you have to source the fruit from a specific region. Additionally, within that region, there's subregions. You have Valdobiadine. It's a smaller subregion within the Prosecco area, and the grapes just flourish along this hillside. Within that hillside, the Bosca da Ghica has this forest of trees blocking all the harsh winds, and the fruit just grows on the vines right there. And it's just this beautiful. $22, this thing.
Wow.
That's great.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's one of my favorites. This is my total go-to bubbly for all my events. Today, it's just really good. So, you tasted it, right?
Yes, it's delicious.
I like it.
Bubbles aren't for breakfast anymore.
Yep.
You know,
What
you
is
can have
Capoletti?
So this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, we'll get
Throw your ice in there. Throw your ice into
In
this
here.
glass.
Okay.
So now we're going
into
to
the
make
glass.
like a spritzer without the soda water. So you got the...
I got it. Water. It'll melt.
So now you got ice over the sparkling. Why do we do this? Because now we're going to throw a little bit of that Capoletti in there, which is an Italian bitter liqueur. Most commonly, so that's the category. The most common product within Italian bitter liqueur is Campari. Campari. Bitter, you have Campari and soda. Opens up the palate as an aperitivo. But I'm choosing to use Capoletti. And I love Capoletti because they are a style of Italian bitter liqueur, but it's wine-based, not spirits-based.
This is why I like the Capoletti over the Campari. It's the Campari is a little too rough for me.
Yeah, it's too bitter. I don't want to say it's too bitter. It's bitter. It does exactly what Campari does, exactly what it needs to do.
But
Capoletti,
you're right, Gary. I like this better.
This mix is better.
Yeah,
and it's beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah, and so this, my friends, is your drink all weekend long. Get it today.
This is
Enjoy it till Sunday.
So you need to get some sparkling. You need to get some Prosecco. The Adami is probably the way to go.
And that's only $22.
Yeah, and then the
it's a quality.
Capoletti.
It's quality, and what I love about sparkling wine, especially, I just had some family visiting in from last weekend, and during the week, and we had some sparkling wine, bubbly, and it was great. With things coming off the grill, all this diversity of food.
Absolutely.
We had vegetarians, we had meat eaters, and sparkling. Not ironically, but sparkling surprisingly just went with everything. Everybody was surprised with it. Yeah, it was great.
This is one of those that's dangerous, Jimmy. Because usually when you bring this in, I have a sip and go, that's the. But I would like to finish this. And that's how good.
Then you should.
Then you should.
You
yes.
should.
And the great thing about this beverage is this is a sitting out on the porch, enjoying, and it's going to be warm this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sitting. This pairs great with a patio.
Yes,
that's your. It
absolutely
does real good. And in fact, I'm glad I just thought of this. I sometimes my little Sometimes I like to get takeout Chinese food.
Yes.
Right. Just it's like my
There are
my
times you
little
just-
Sometimes and I love sparkling wine with takeout because you get the greasiness, you get the starch, you get these flavors, and the sparkling just cuts right through it.
That's it, hon. Chinese food. Remember, we'll get some delivered.
There's a new restaurant too that just opened up out of the kitchen over here, Square Kitchen. They now have their own space called Drunken Chicken.
That's where we ordered from.
Boom.
Yeah, it was good.
They are two brothers. They are fantastic.
It was good.
And that's just takeout, right?
They just opened up their new space of
Sit down.
The new barbecue
it's
joint, the old barbecue joint, Dave's barbecue.
Yes.
Is that what it was called? Dave's over off of the highway on State Street and I-80.
Yes.
They're right next to it now. They
That's
occupied that new space just
Okay.
like 48 hours ago.
Okay, that's right on the way home.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Coming to you live.
All right.
You planned the rest of Carrie's day.
Thank you so much. Other than some
Let's see,
chores.
that's $20 a bottle for the.
So you get the Adami sparkling.
So I need to spend about $100 if I want it for the weekend, right?
That's right.
So it's
About 5 bottles?
the sparkling with the
5
Adami,
bottles.
and then the other one is the
Capoletti.
Capoletti.
And this will last you. And this makes a hell of a heck of a Negroni. Sorry.
It's radio from hell, Jimmy. Come on now. You're totally fine with that.
It's the bubbly talking.
This is delicious.
Yeah, the Capoletti makes a great Negroni as well.
It's Drunken Kitchen.
What did I say? Chicken?
Chicken.
You said chicken.
Which is a dish that you would get.
Yeah.
Because I've had that.
Did Sue correct us?
Yes. Because I've had the drunken chicken, and that's
Sue.
a different dish. That's the thing. All right. Well, see, he knows his stuff. He can get you set up for the weekend.
That's
WineAcademyofUtah.com. What have you got? Anything going on that you want to talk about?
July is super busy, but
Yes.
definitely get and schedule your in-home wine events where you can have a small A in the comfort of your own home.
Oh, it's worth it. It is so worth it.
We've done it.
All right. If you have questions for Jimmy, now is the time. In our next break, he will answer your questions. Maybe you need some suggestions for beverages for barbecuing certain items this weekend. He's certainly the man who knows how to party. 877-602-9696.
Jim, I'm thinking of fixing up a room for you here at my house.
Good idea. My live-in sommelier.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
That would be awesome.
He'll ring a bell.
Oh, Jim.
Yeah. 877-602-9696. Call in now. Talk to Jimmy the Wine Guy. He'll talk you through all of this stuff. Traffic, Gina.
So crash southbound I-15, the I-15-215 junction. And then right in that same general area, crash northbound I-15, 72nd south, 2 left lanes closed. So that's about to become a real problem there, I think. We also have a crash westbound SR 201, milepost 14. That's 30th west, center lane closed there. And whatever you're seeing on the roads, please let us know. Text it to us 33986. The State Room presents Making Live Music Memories coming up for July 14th. Don't miss Ziggy Marley at Deer Valley Concert Series. Get tickets for upcoming shows at thestateroompresents.com.
All right, 877-602-9696. Line up, talk to Jimmy the Wine Guy. He'll answer your questions right after this very short break. Stand by for that. And then we'll play Beat Gina. All right? Let's see. Oh, Hoops Vision Correction, HOOPES Vision.com.
All right, you're going to go to all kinds of festivals and celebrations this month. There are fireworks shows and all of that kind of stuff, parades. And get rid of your glasses and your contact lenses, and it'll make all of those experiences much, much, much better. Go to Hoops Vision and get it done. Carrie's done it, I've done it, and it's just there's nothing to it.
I mean, the contacts are bad enough, but swapping back and forth between your regular glasses and your prescription sunglasses, what a pain!
Terrible.
You might as well just go ahead and get the procedure.
Now, from now till the end of July, Hoops is offering $400 off per eye on your LASIK procedure, and they have 0% financing to fit virtually any budget. That really calls for a celebration right there. So call and make your appointment. Please do it. 877-30-LASIK. That's 877-30-LASIK. Or you can schedule it online at Hoops Vision.
couple of animal things that I mentioned that briefly, that sugar glider.
Mhm.
If you go to @RFHBill and on Twitter, there's a little video there. And I don't remember where I think I stumbled across it on Twitter. But sugar gliders are little tiny. They look like sort of like squirrels.
Monkeys?
Yeah, kind of monkeys. They have opposable thumbs, and they're very small.
Also, they're like people.
They're very small, and they call them sugar gliders because A, they love sugar, and B, they can glide through the air. They jump off of things and they spread out they have this kind of flaps between their legs, and like a flying squirrel. But this sugar glider is so cute because he's up on a little a stick, and there's a human down below whose hand is you can just see the human holding out a hand.
Mhm.
And the sugar glider moves along the poles, spots the hand. It's obviously something that they've trained him to do. And he launches off the stick and lands on this person's hand. But the way, Rocky the Flying Squirrel, the way he lands on the person's hand is so cool because his little hands grasp onto the person's thumb, and as he hits, his eyes kind of close and then open up.
Yeah.
It's like, I made it.
Well,
it's just the coolest looking
I
thing.
found 10 reasons why sugar gliders are not good pets.
I'll bet.
Okay, but find that little video. That's what you should do, rather than, I'm not going to get a sugar glider.
I'm just trying to dissuade you. 'Cause
I'm not
you
going to
seemed
get one.
enamored of the sugar
No,
glider.
I'm enamored of the video, not the sugar glider.
They require specialized care.
Yeah. You have to have two of them as well because they're very social.
Most people can't offer enough space. You think, well, they're small little things.
They get depressed if they're alone.
Yep. Vets find it hard to treat them.
I'll bet.
There are some legal issues with owning them.
Yeah.
They're expensive to purchase and care for.
They are also, I've read all of that, they are also very affectionate, though. I mean, the people who have them, they're very affectionate with the people that have them.
They're prone to injury and disease if they're not properly cared for. You can't leave them with someone else.
Because
they bond with you.
Oh, well, then forget it.
Yeah.
Also, and this is the worst one
It's
for me.
a commitment.
They're messy and smelly. So
That's what Lindsay in the chat room is saying. We had sugar gliders, not the best pets.
And then the other animal video I saw, you guys might have seen this today, the beluga whale. Did you see this?
Did not.
And apparently, it says, a beluga whale interacts with children. He's a scamp.
Well, what did he do?
This beluga whale, he's in the tank at the aquarium.
Yeah.
And he'll swim up, and kids will be standing there looking in, and he'll swim up and look at him, and then he flips his tail so the water comes flying out over the top of the tank and drenches the kids. And it's gotten to the point where the kids know that this is going to happen.
It's coming.
Yeah.
And they go stand there on purpose.
Yeah. And and the whale is obviously just so pleased with himself doing it.
He's a prankster.
Yeah. He's obviously having a great time doing it. And
Katie just retweeted that on our Radio from Hell Twitter.
The beluga whale?
No, the sugar gliders. So.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to watch him fly onto that person's hand.
Yeah, like Eric in Vineyard did, and he said, "Hey, Vineyard, that's like drink-related place to live. Vineyard, vineyard."
Yeah, sure is.
Leave it to the professionals, sir.
Sure is, Gina.
Thank you.
Have another drink or make it feel better.
Jimmy Santangelo, to answer your questions now about beverages, about restaurants, if he can remember Drunken Chicken or Drunken
Kitchen.
Drunken Chef.
Brought to you by Park City Restaurants, presenting the 2024 Park City Cocktail Contest, happening July 1st through the 31st at participating restaurants and bars in Park City. Get full details at parkcityrestaurants.com. And Jimmy was just scrolling.
Gosh. These cocktails are fantastic. They're just this Dragon Ball Z from Hearth and Hill. That looks phenomenal. Home Run. I'm just at the very top. I'm going to scroll. There's a shandy on there, which is super cool.
Now, all the recipes are there, right?
Yeah, the recipes are there. The mixologist's name is featured. The Lavender Summit, Pinecone Ridge. They're doing, and I'm not, it's like when I, talking about my kids, I love them all, but I just like some more than others.
So parkcityrestaurants.com, you can learn more about the event and see all the different cocktails and the recipes.
Yeah, it's featured from July 1st all the way through the 31st, the entire month. And the whole concept here, my friends, is go up there, go to Park City, dine or just grab a cocktail and a little appy app at these places and bounce around. We used to, when I was a kid, growing up in college and worked up at Stein Eriksen Lodge, we'd go out after work and we'd call it the Bermuda Triangle in Park City because you just couldn't get away.
I like that.
You get lost.
In a good way.
In a good way. No, yeah, totally.
I like that very much.
Absolutely responsive. Deepa Julep from the Glitterton and Troll Holland at the Stein Eriksen Lodge. A little throw out. Shout out to my peeps.
Like, my skill set versus your skill set. My skill set, which is 0. How complicated are these
some
recipes?
of them get pretty.
I bet some of them are pretty intricate.
Yeah, they get intricate. But for me, if you can nail a cocktail with 3 ingredients and not have to get super, it's production too, right? Because you want the cocktail consistent. If you got, I always say, if you got to get the tweezers out, okay, how many are you going to be able to make in an evening?
Well, and I think the point of this event is not to mix the cocktails yourself, to go up and have the professional do it.
Of course.
Let them make it for you.
But if you become a fan of one,
Yeah, the Goldner Hirsch, I'm a fan of those guys up there. This is the Wildflower. A lot of pollen used in this, the fennel pollen, dill pollen, sugar snap pea syrup, barbecue aroma. So they're doing a smoked cocktail with a barbecue mesquite wood of some sort. I'm projecting with the mesquite wood, but wow, this is phenomenal.
It's some pretty serious stuff.
10 years ago, you would never see something like this. And for the Park City Restaurant Association, they believe so strongly they got everyone's back up there.
Yes.
I mean, I had an opportunity to sit in those meetings in the past, and they are very coordinated, organized, deliberate, and This is nationwide. This is good nationwide stuff right here.
I've judged this a couple of times, and they're all about supporting the locals.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Let's go to Christina. Hello, Christina.
Hey, Christina, where are you calling from?
Hello. I'm calling from Ogden.
All right.
Okay.
Go
What's
ahead.
your question?
So I'm looking for a kind of light, summery drink that can be sipped on while floating in the pool, and like 5 or 6 of them without crossing over into that wasted point and without 3 days of heartburn.
Well, we just did this, but
this
would be perfect for
You
it.
just get some Adami Prosecco and Cappelletti and over ice, and it's easy, it's delicious,
Think
it's
of it
refreshing.
as a 3-to-1. So do a 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 count of the Prosecco, and then a 1,000 count of the Cappelletti over ice in a plastic cup, float in the pool.
Or
you're good for the morning or the day.
Yes, or you could do my trashy Paloma, which is simply squirting tequila.
There you go.
Over ice.
I love that.
That one sounds simple.
Trashy Paloma.
Try not to have a heavy hand.
Yeah,
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. Enjoy the holiday weekend.
Thank you. All right, let's see. We've got visited Clearwater while I was there. They love Jimmy. Let's
That's
see.
a distillery in Utah County.
Utah County, open on Sundays.
Let's see. We just said the recipe one more time. Can Jimmy rate my drink?
Okay.
Cheapest plastic bottle vodka, diet off-brand cola. It's called a Bob Barker because the price is right.
A Bob bar. That's funny. I mean, the drink doesn't sound that great. But
It does not sound good.
That's
good.
funny.
That's a good name.
It does
right
not
there.
sound good, but it's a good name.
Bob bar.
We'll give you points for the name. How
Well,
about
I'll
that?
tell you, as a kid, we grew up in upstate New York, Western New York, and we were a test market for Jolt Cola.
Yeah.
Remember Jolt
Oh, yeah,
Cola?
sure.
All the sugar and twice the caffeine, I think, was the byline.
That was.
So we mixed that with 151 rum. And that was my first cocktail name. And I called it the Jumper Cables.
Perfect. Winner. All right, let's go to Brian, the New York wine guy, is here.
Wow.
Hey, Brian, what's up?
Hey guys, how's everybody?
Good, good.
What's your question?
I just wanted to ask Jimmy, and he just kind of stole my thunder by reminding everybody he's from Western New York.
Oh,
Jimmy, when are you going to do a feature on the Finger Lakes wine?
Ah,
Finger Lakes wine.
That's right, Dr. Constantine Esteen and all those guys up there. You're right, Riesling over there, Sylvaner, all the ciders from that area. Thank you for mentioning that. We should do a feature on it because it's close to my heart. You're
that's
right.
true. All right, thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
Absolutely. I'm in Elmira, and I used to work at Chateau Lafayette Renault up in Hector.
Huh. Cool.
Just waiting for you to give some hometown love.
You got it, my friend.
You go, Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see. Hi, Jimmy. This weekend is my 18th anniversary. I need to do something that my wife will drink, but she cannot handle anything at all bitter. Do you have something crisp and refreshing that she won't mind drinking available at the liquor store?
Yes, Adami, actually, our sponsor from the previous
Yes.
segment, actually has a slightly off-dry style.
Exactly.
So bubbly, low alcohol, easy on the palate, little bubbles on the, it'll go really nice.
What about a cider, Jimmy?
Cider would go really well
Yeah,
also. You're
cider would be
absolutely
good.
right. And Sion, S-C-I-O-N, Sion Bar over at the Ninth Market area, they do a really great job with their cider selection. So if you wanted to go out, that might be a great location to go. They're really great over there. The folks, oh my gosh, one of the best cider bars in town.
They're cider disciples.
So they certainly are.
Indeed, indeed. Well, Jimmy, this may be my new favorite cocktail.
Yeah,
I think
Pretty good.
And again, you do this all the time. I'm not a fan of sparkling wine, but you managed to find a way for me to enjoy it. You do this all the time.
It's a keeper for Gina. She hasn't let go of that glass.
Sure, you can't have it back. Do you need this glass?
No,
Can I
I'll
hang
get it
on to
next
this?
week.
And next week, I don't think you have a choice.
I don't.
All
Hey,
right.
everyone have a happy and safe 4th of July. If you have any questions on what beverages to get, go to wineacademyofutah.com.
There you
All right.
go.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Put that drink down and give us some traffic,
All
Gina.
right. Crash I-15 northbound near 72nd south of Midvale. 2 left lanes and the shoulder are blocked, so that's causing quite a bit of slowage through there. Still Foothill Drive going northbound. Earlier, a friend of the program was saying that there was a traffic light out there. Perhaps that's what's going on. I just see the slowage there. If you know what's going on anywhere, wherever you may be, if you're in upstate New York, let us know what the traffic's like there, and I'll pass it along. 33986. Do you wish you had younger, healthier-looking skin? The Elite Aesthetics team at Canyons Medical Center can help make your wish a reality. Visit canyonsmedical.com, the services menu for details.
All right. Thank you very much. Beat Gina coming up after a very short break and a wonderful song. We're going to play Beat Gina after the song. What is the prize?
Oh, tickets to see Alanis Morissette August 1st at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
Alanis Morissette tickets at 877-602-9696. All you have to do is play Beat Gina. Today, trivia questions centered around the movie Men in Black,
Okay.
released on this day in 1997. So Men in Black trivia coming up. 877-602-9696 to get those Alanis Morissette tickets. Advanced Window Products.
Listen, these guys, no matter what kind of window you want, shape, size, they can do it. They manufacture the windows right here in Salt Lake, and then they sell them direct to you, and they do a great job. You'll love what you see when you look at these windows.
Yeah, you need your windows replaced. You've had them for a long time. They're not very efficient. Maybe you can feel a breeze coming through them when they're closed even. They'll come to your house, and even if you have unusually shaped windows.
I was going to say, those custom ones, they can do those, even like the round ones and all that. They can do them all.
So get your windows from Advanced Windows. It's a local company, buy local. That's what we always want to try and do. Right now, if you through the end of the month, you get $2,500 off 10 windows or more. That's $2,500 off 10 windows or more. And they also have financing available. So maybe it's time to upgrade. Advanced Window Products. That's where you want to go. Just go to advancedwindowproducts.com and check.
Email of interest.
Yes, sort of. Says, hi, Carrie and Bill. I don't know why Gina isn't included here.
They knew that she wouldn't be here today.
Yeah. It says here, Friday, December 30th is my last day at GE Healthcare after 40 years and 2 months.
Wow.
I'm sorry I haven't been a better participant for the show for a while. I used to call in a lot and participate, but the whole corporate thing, and COVID, and I've always loved the show since sometime in the 80s. And as of tomorrow, I won't have to fix another cath lab or suite or interventional radiology suite again. Just want to thank you for all of the content and effort over the years. Oh, and I helped fix the equipment that Kerry needed during his bout with testicular cancer. Guess that was his job. Anyway, cheers, Futzer. You recognize that name?
Oh, yeah. Long-time friend of the program.
Yeah. Congratulations on your retirement, and congratulations and thank you for helping keep Kerry Jackson alive. We do appreciate it.
Wish I could remember what the equipment he's talking about is now.
I guess, he works on catheter stuff. You've had some association with that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great fun. Yep. Catheters and all of that kind of stuff. And radiology stuff.
Stomach tubes.
Yeah, all of that.
It's a long time, but
I remember the name Futzer, but I that's all I remember is the name. And Futzer is retiring. So there you go. Congratulations, Mr. Futzer.
How many years? 40 years?
40 years and 2 months.
Wow.
Was so it'll be, how long have we been doing this? It's been about that long.
Well, I was just going to say, it seems like anymore, it's rare that you find somebody who has done something for 40 years.
Yeah, I mean, usually they say 25 years or something.
I did this for 15 years. I did this other thing for 15.
We're getting close to that at least. Let's see, June 9th of 23 this year will be 37 years.
37?
37
total?
Yeah, because we calculated it last year with June 9th, 1986 being the year that it started.
So we won't get to 40 because our contract will be up before we get to 40 years.
And they're not going to renew?
No. I wouldn't think so. Well, you never know, but
I just don't see him knocking the door down. Please don't leave us.
No.
Not going to happen. No. Let's see. Andrew says it's because employers don't offer pensions anymore. He's probably right.
Yeah, that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. It used to be that people would stick with one company because they had a good pension and they'd go to their retirement and then they were taken care of until the employers started squandering the pension funds on other things.
The retirement plan from the post office. I remember my ex-wife, her grandfather, because I was struggling in radio at the time. He says, well, you could always go to the post office. It's like I am. He started telling me about his pension plan, and I went, maybe I should have.
Yeah, no, I think
at that time.
I think they still have a fairly good pension plan, but even that's, I would imagine, has been
chipped away,
whittled away, and chipped away. And I don't know who does have it. Pension plans that's a different thing than a 401k, and a pension plan is something was supposed to be very secure,
Yeah.
and a reward for loyalty.
Exactly.
We've been nothing but loyal.
But forget that.
I mean, have we ever worked for anybody else? No.
Well, I mean, I have, but
well, briefly, but
yeah,
but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
We've been loyal to this company.
Let's see, Chef Roy. I've been cooking for 24 years. I'm 40 years old.
Jeez.
John says, want a good pension run for the U.S. Senator House.
Yep.
Yeah, they still have theirs. You don't got yours.
And they have health care for life.
Mm-hmm.
A pension plan is funded and controlled by the employer, while the 401k is primarily funded by the employee, who has chosen how much money is invested.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that.
It was touted as being a great thing, and really what it was is the employers being able to say, "Look, it'll take a lot of. We'll put some. They still put some money into it.
Yeah, a little. My company matches 9.3% on my 401k. I remember those days.
We do get some match. I forget what it is.
I don't know anymore.
We do. Yeah, we do.
Is it back?
I don't know if it's back, actually.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think it's back.
It was gone for a while, but I looked.
Okay.
Andrew, I remember hearing a story about a mid-level city managers in California being able to retire after 25 to 30 years, and their pensions plus cashed-in vacation days meant that they were able to earn more in retirement than they got while they were working. Boy, I wish.
The president of Utah State University. I just saw this in the news today. Noelle Crockett is her name. Let's see if I can bring the story up really quickly here. She is stepping down as president and going back to being on staff, on faculty. And I forget the reasons. There are some problems with, nobody wants her to be the president anymore, but she's going to remain on faculty, and she will still get paid what she gets paid for being the president of the university, which is, I'm trying to find it here, some like $475,000 a year.
Wow.
So she gets the salary, but she doesn't have to do the job.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Well, I said that yesterday to Sue. I said, is there any way that I could stay home and get paid and just sit here with the dogs?
Right.
Is there any way we could make that happen?
Not likely.
I'm one of Carrie's garbage men. Oh, okay. Hi. We have a pension as well as a 401k.
That's through the city.
That's through the city.
Oh, or you're unified, right? You're the county.
Yeah, we're county. Mm-hmm. Unions have pension plans. My understanding is they are much better than 401ks, but I know very little. It's because you've been trying to have the memories of unions purged from your mind by your corporate masters. They don't want unions.
No.
Let's see. As a city worker, I'm enrolled in the state pension plan. Yes. Minnesota here. We have a pension and 401k match. It's nice.
That's lucky.
Yeah. Well, it's like I keep saying is, they want me off the air, but I can't afford to retire. So, and this is the only job skill I have.
Yeah. there's just.
So what am I going to do?
You're screwed. Sorry.
You want me to leave? Okay, where do I go?
I'll find that story about the University of Utah or Utah State University president. I thought it was pretty amazing that she still gets all that money.
That is amazing. That's a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah. I'll take that. I could use that.
Could you?
You bet. With rent raising and all that fun stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Has your rent gone up?
Yeah, this year.
That's right.
Starting New Year's, it's going up this month. I haven't even looked at what's due. Oh my gosh, I'm scared.
You don't know how much it's going up?
No, I could look right now and tell you.
Well, why don't you wait till later to be depressed?
Great. Yeah, okay. That's a good idea.
Don't do it during the show.
Would Radio from Hell continue as a podcast off X96? Or is that your sign to retire?
Don't know.
Like I said, I can't afford to.
Yeah.
I would have to start a podcast.
If you can make money from a podcast, good luck.
And these are the kind of texts I love. Is somebody who assumes I know what an ESOP is.
ESOP.
I have an ESOP. they take 12% of your total salary and put it in an account. Once you've hit 7 years, you become fully vested. Okay, I don't know what an ESOP is, but thank you. But you knew that? All right. Is this sponsored, Gina?
Celebrate National Carpet Cleaning Month with Zero Res and X96. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean for just $99 plus 2 free tickets to Broovy's Cinema Pub. Book your cleaning online at zerores.com and don't forget to mention the X96 special.
Thank you.
Johnny Ola, and I'm a chopped beefsteak lover. That's why I'm proud to announce McDonald's Chopped Beefsteak Sandwich. The McDonald's Chopped Beefsteak Sandwich is served after 4 p.m. only at participating McDonald's.
Well.
You know, when it comes to chopped beefsteak, it's the taste that counts, and McDonald's delicious new Chopped Beefsteak Sandwich has a great taste. It's made from select cuts of 100% pure beef, grilled to juicy perfection, and then topped with slivers of real onions and our own chef's blend of tangy steak sauce.
Wow.
And we serve it up sizzling on a fresh French-style roll. What a treat!
That sounds delicious. You'd have that on the menu forever.
Our chopped beefsteak sandwich is sure to please even the hardiest appetite. So try one tonight. Nobody can do it like McDonald's can.
I would like that sandwich.
Well, go get one.
I'm sure that it's there because it's so popular. And everybody
Only
loved
after
it.
4 p.m. at participating.
That's classy.
McDonald's.
After 4 p.m. Yeah.
Yes, all right. And now nobody can do it like Kerry Jackson can. Here he is, your host.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
All right, the randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, you'll be going against Brandy today. Brandy, are you there?
I am. Finally, I'm the bride and not the bridesmaid.
Oh, I see.
You made it. You made it.
Well, Brandy.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Let's toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage. Heads or tails?
Heads.
All right. Oh, let's give a better toss than that, I think. It hit the microphone. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, we want this to be accurate.
It's tails.
Oh, okay.
On the floor, it's tails. I promise you.
Oh, Brandy, you're one step further away from getting these tickets to see Alanis Morissette August 1st at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
All right, so because Gina won the coin toss, she goes first. The trivia is based on the movie Men in Black because it was released on this day in 1997. Gina's first question, if she gets it correct, she gets the point. If not, Brandy, I'll allow you to answer the question correctly, stealing Gina's point away, and we'll go back and forth till one of you has 3 points. All right, first question. Men in Black. In order to achieve his character's distinctive bug walk, what did Vincent D'Onofrio do? Is it 1, he had to slim down to 1.5 pounds. The most brilliant surgeon in Europe cut 18 inches off of each arm and over 3 feet off of each leg. All of his head was removed, apart from the eyes and the brain, in order to fit into the costume.
Wow, that's amazing.
Oh. Is it 2, he put on knee braces so he couldn't bend his legs and taped up his ankles. 3, nothing special, just acting. 4, he ate a bag full of cheap tacos hours before the shoot. That'll make you walk that way.
I mean, even though I think he had the cheap tacos, I'm going with the leg braces and wrapping his ankles.
That is correct.
That's a point for Gina. Now we go to Brandy.
Brandy. When James is in the elevator with Agent K, he tells him that he does not want to be called what? Now, this is Jay. This is Will Smith. He tells Agent K, Tommy Lee Jones, I don't want to be called what? Is it 1, Slim or Bud? Is it 2, Fresh or Prince? Is it 3, Sport or Kid? Or 4, Rock Slapper or Rageaholic?
I can't remember, but I'm just going to guess 3.
Sport or Kid is correct.
Ooh.
You've tied it up, Brandy. Now we go to Gina.
Gina.
Yes.
John Landis, director John Landis, was offered the chance to direct this movie, but he declined, saying it was basically just what? 1, trick question, he wasn't asked, he got Vic Morrow killed, and is a raging a-hole. Is it 2, He said it was Citizen Kane, but with aliens.
Mm-hmm.
He said 3, it was Ghostbusters, but with aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Or 4, the Blues Brothers, but with aliens.
I mean, number 1.
Trick question?
Yeah.
He wasn't asked? He got Vic Morrow?
Yeah.
He is a raging a-hole.
Well, yeah, that's true. No.
Sorry, that is not the correct answer.
Here's your opening, Brandy.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. 4?
Blues Brothers with aliens.
Oh.
You know, because they wore suits.
I was gonna. Well, that's why I didn't pick that. That makes zero sense.
Exactly. But he's an idiot. All right.
It's that was a steal. It's 2-1 for Brandy, and Brandy, you control the question. You could win.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Brandy. At the end of the film, Agent J reveals to Agent L that blank is an alien. Is it 1, Dennis Rodman? Is it 2, Gary Busey? Is it 3, James Franco? Or is it 4, the Pooey girl?
I think that was Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman
Yes,
is
you
correct.
win the game. Congratulations. Nicely done.
You've done it. You've won a pair of tickets to see Alanis Morissette August 1st at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
All right, hang on the line, Brandy, and somebody will tell you about your tickets. And listen, I've got to go. I hang out at McDonald's until 4 p.m.
Until 4. All right. Get that to go. Big Boy News now, brought to you by...
Get ready to rock. Laser Queen is opening at Clark Planetarium on July 12th. Experience iconic hits like Bohemian Rhapsody, We Will Rock You, Another One Bites the Dust, Under the Dome. Get your tickets now at clarkplanetarium.org.
The final season of Stranger Things is 8 episodes long. Only 8 episodes. But there are going to be a lot of action, and very long episodes, apparently.
Yes.
According to Maya Hawke, we're making basically 8 little movies, the actress says. She plays Robin on that series. And she said she was talking on somebody's podcast. Season 4 and Season 5 were very connected. Season 4 had Part 1 and Part 2 because they separated them so that the last 2 episodes came out at a different time, which is unusual for streaming. But this is its own season. It's a continuation, but it is the finale. And it has been a long time since last season. It has. I mean, I don't even really remember what happened.
I don't.
I'm not sure. I may not have watched it, actually.
I'll be honest, after the first season, it's not that I dropped out. It's just that life got in the way, and I never went back.
I seem to, I know I watched the first season, and then, I don't know, just sort of dabbled in it a little bit after that. But our showrunners, Matt and Ross Stuffer, take a lot of responsibility. They have an amazing team of writers, but they're very involved, and they write a lot of it themselves. They're very intense, very serious about the quality of the product. So they should return not till next year.
So you live even longer to forget about it.
Yeah. Let's see. The body of an overdue hiker was found by search and rescue teams Monday morning, one day after he went out alone in Big Cottonwood Canyon. According to the Salt Lake County Sheriff's Office, the experienced hiker in his 80s went out Sunday morning but was reported overdue when he did not return. The man's car was located at the trailhead where the search began Sunday evening. Department of Public Safety helicopter found the man's body in the area of Sundial Peak approximately 9:30 a.m., with officers saying that he had fallen about 50 feet down a cliff or an embankment. The name of the hiker was not released at this time. Gina, we go to the crime desk, and our ace crime reporter, Gina Barberi, with the story of 2 missing firefighters.
2 Georgia firefighters who used to be high school sweethearts were found dead in Tennessee on Sunday. In a statement, the firefighters Reagan Anderson and Chandler Kubander were found dead in an area just east of Gatlinburg. Officials said their bodies were recovered along with Anderson's car, which police said they'd been looking for since it was last spotted at a local gym last week. 2 days prior, on Saturday, June 22nd, Anderson, that's the woman, was reportedly arrested after keying the man's car while he was on a date with another woman.
Oh, okay.
What looks like happened was, because there's security camera video of the man coming out of the gym. And they said that's nothing unusual. He goes to the gym, he worked out, went to his car. That's the last they saw of him. They're thinking that the jilted ex-girlfriend, who had recently been arrested for keying his car, somehow abducted him, and this turned into a murder-suicide somewhere along the way.
For Samson Calderon Diltz, a queer person of color, Utah State University's Inclusion Center proved influential in his decision to attend the Logan School, moving from a town where white people were in the minority. The center appeared to offer a crucial safe space, and it did until Monday. That's when the center permanently closed in response to a recent Utah law barring equity, diversity, and inclusion efforts in the state's public schools and colleges because, those things are bad. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, Mr. Diltz is unsure where he will turn for support. I don't know where I fit in on this campus, and I don't think that they care about that, he said. They don't want me to fit in. They want me to get in and get out of here. I'm sure they'd love to offer to put me on some of their posters, but that's just about it. The center is...
excuse me. My sister's a professor at Weber State. They have been instructed. She's not allowed to use those words. This isn't just about getting rid of the center. In her teaching, she is not allowed to say the words diversity, equity, and inclusion, no matter what they're in reference to. She can't use those words.
That's just ridiculous.
Well, yes, it is. Let's see. U.S. Representative Victoria Spars. She is a Republican congresswoman from Indiana, has been charged with weapons violations in a D.C. airport. Spars was charged Friday, June 28th, with committing a weapons violation in Dulles International Airport, charged under a section of Virginia Code that prohibits guns and ammo at the airport. No immediate details available, but she apparently had some weapon with her, and, I forgot, that kind of thing. And she was charged with, although she was not arrested, she was allowed to continue on with her flight. But and finally, this story. If you've ever been enjoying a nice s'more by the campfire, and you thought to yourself, what if it came as a cup of ramen noodles?
I've never had that
You
thought.
probably never did think that, but now you can with a new release from Cup Noodles. Nissan Foods USA announced Monday they're releasing a new limited edition Cup Noodles Campfire S'mores flavor of ramen noodles. However, there's no fire necessary to eat these. The longtime noodle maker said that the new noodles have a combination of all the s'more flavor staples with a note of smokiness, while still following the standard cooking method of just adding water, microwaving for 3 minutes, and then letting it stand for 2 minutes. Since its invention nearly 100 years ago, the beloved s'more, I didn't know they could trace the origins of a s'more. So that would say to me that they can tell you, they could probably tell you who the first person to make a s'more was. Anyway, it's been adapted into a wide range of food flavors, recipes, and now ramen, said Priscilla Staunton, Senior Vice President of Marketing for Nissan Foods USA. As enthusiasts seek new ways to get their s'mores fix beyond the great outdoors, we couldn't resist joining the campfire fun by transforming the classic flavor into a bold, unexpected experience that will capture the hearts and the palates of consumers nationwide.
Now, a couple of things here.
Now, look, being a s'more aficionado, is this something you would try?
I am usually all about anything s'more, and I don't think I would try this.
I mean, I'll try it, but it doesn't sound...
Here's the
even try it.
No. And here is the origin of the s'more. A s'more recipe appeared in a campfire marshmallows cookbook in the early 1920s, where it was called a graham cracker sandwich. The text indicates that the treat was already popular with the Scouts. In 1927, a recipe for, quote, some more was published in the Tramping and Trailing with the Girl Scouts newspaper, 1927. So they can trace it.
Well, there you go.
But no, I don't want that's more wrong. I can't wrap my head around what that would. No.
But I mean,
All right.
But you might be missing out.
All right. Sports, weather, traffic.
So here's the headline from the Deseret News today, and I thought of Bill when I read this. The Tour de France started. Does anyone in America care?
Oh, jeez.
Now, do you care? But traditionally, you care.
I used to watch it every year.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't for quite some time. And I don't know, I saw a little promo for it, and I thought, all right, maybe I should check it out again. So
you're part of the they're speaking to you, Bill, right here.
Who's showing it?
You would ask me that. I'm not sure. But there are some little details from it that you might find interesting.
Okay.
So normally, the race has the traditional finish at the Champs-Élysées.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
They can't do that this year because
yeah.
of the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
So they're going to finish in Nice. So that'll be a little
that's
weird.
nice.
Nice
That's
is
nice.
nice.
Sure.
Yes.
And there is an American who is being touted as one of the top riders. His name is Matteo Jorgensen, who grew up in Boise, Idaho. He's one of the top riders at the Tour, the first American to do so since 2006. So, Bill, if you're looking for someone to root for, Matteo Jorgensen.
Okay.
That's your sports. Weather. Beautiful, 82 and sunny today. We're going to stay in the mid to upper 80s all weekend long. Sunny skies, just perfect weather for whatever you have planned for 4th of July weekend.
It's a nice day for something.
For something, yeah, go outside. This is not Bill, at least, can you go out to your front porch today?
Yes.
Do that.
All right.
Traffic, we have a crash. I-15 northbound near 72nd South in Midvale. 2 left lanes in the shoulder are being affected. Crash northbound Wall Avenue and 7th Street in Weber County. The right lane is closed there. And Tree in Maine says 5 to 10 cars in the morning on my way to work. Surprised by the amount of traffic here here in Salt Lake. In Maine, there's only 5 to 10 cars at all on the roads because it's Maine and nobody lives there. That's traffic. Rooted Cafe, delicious fresh food and full bar to nourish your body and soul. We had breakfast from there the other day. Open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and brunch. Rooted between Little and Big Cottonwood Canyons and Cottonwood Heights.
Yes, delicious. All right, we're going to take a break. Speaking of delicious, the Doughnut Critic is here.
Oh, Bill, you're going to be really sad
You're going to
today
be very sad.
because I saw what he brought, and
Yeah.
it's one of your favorite things.
Maybe he'll drop one off. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, the Doughnut Critic coming up after the standby. Stockton 12 Honda.
Yes, indeed. Stockton 12 Honda. This 4th of July, the savings at Stockton 12 will really blow you away. They have the lowest prices and daily rates they've had in years at Stockton 12 Honda. I've bought several cars from them and will continue to do so. Stop by Stockton 12 Honda. You can shoot basketballs for a chance to win prizes, and you can save big on the 4th of July weekend at Stockton 12. Now, test drive their new all-electric Honda Prologue. They're really high on this car. Now, I've just seen pictures of it and looked at the online material. I haven't driven one yet, but I can't wait to get behind the wheel of this new all-electric SUV from Stockton 12 Honda. It's the Honda Prologue. Stockton 12 Honda is your neighborhood Honda dealer. They've been a part of the community for such a long time, 25 years. So go out there. It's 106 South exit off of I-15. Then you go to the Southtown Auto Mall, and you're at Stockton 12.
I have a quick thing.
Quick thing? Go ahead. Quick thing.
So my sailor son Festus.
Yes.
He's on underway.
On and underway.
He's on and underway.
He's at sea.
He's at sea.
Okay. All right.
His first time out for a long extended period of time.
And did he find out where they're shipping?
Well, no, he's last week. He's like, Mom, I'm going to be gone for 10 days. If they don't tell me where I'm going, I'll talk to you when I get back. So yesterday I'm out walking the dog.
Okay.
I come home. I didn't take my phone with me on the walk, and I look down and I have a missed call and a voice message.
Uh-oh.
Mom, we were close enough to shore that I had service, and I thought I would call you. Like a ship to shore call. And I thought I would call you and tell you what the ocean smells like out here in the Bahamas. But you're not home, but now I'm not going to tell you.
So he's in the Bahamas, picking up some cigars for the Admiral, probably.
Yeah.
We got to get these cigars back to the Admiral, so see you later.
I was so bummed I missed his call.
Well, I have many questions.
Why don't you take your phone with you?
Yes.
Oh.
I would
That's
always
my first
take my
question.
phone.
Oh,
You're out for a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
What
could
if something happened?
You could get kidnapped.
Yeah.
I could. You're right.
Or
you
you
think
could
I
get-
would be
Or somebody could
paranoid.
steal your phone.
I'm trying to think like Gina. You could get kidnapped. Someone could kidnap the dog.
Yeah.
When my kid goes for my kid likes to go for a walk almost every day. I always say, take your phone.
Yeah,
with
I
you.
mean, I just did it for, it wasn't a purposeful thing. I just forgot it. But I'm so mad and he said I won't be back on shore till Thursday. I'll call you then. But
Ask him if he can get me some of those cigars.
you want some of those
Yeah.
cigars?
For the Admiral.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Admiral's cigars that or something. You know, he's picking up a case of rum.
Yeah.
For the Admiral.
Well, I so bummed. That's my little quick hello sailor.
Was he breaking protocol by even saying
I
where
don't
he
know.
was? I don't
know.
And are you breaking protocol saying
Maybe.
where he was?
I don't know. There's a Navy ship somewhere in the Bahamas.
All the security.
You see why you should take your phone?
I'll give you the full update when he calls on Thursday.
Please.
Aren't you wondering?
A little.
Curious.
Oh.
So many questions.
There's good rum there.
Yeah.
Good rum out there.
Mm-hmm.
At 33986.
All right. Is this sponsored?
Yeah, Hester Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Universes Beyond Assassin's Creed set for Magic the Gathering is releasing July 5th. Reserve your set today. Visit Hester Games at 6831 South State or HesterGames.com.
It's time for the Doughnut Critic, and I know what you've got there, and I'm not there to enjoy it.
Well, it's delicious.
Bill is the biggest fritter fan I know, and you've brought fritters today, Ben.
Yeah, and I didn't bring just any fritter. I brought giant fritters. I mean, I brought the biggest ones in the state, probably the ones that I've ever seen. Yeah,
Yeah, show
Gina,
them on
this
camera because this is not, one person should not eat that.
Oh.
That's a family project. Is what
No,
that
those
is.
are good for you.
Right.
Those are.
Look at my head, and then it next to my head.
Yeah.
It's bigger than my head.
I would accidentally eat your head.
I call those family fritters for sure. They're huge.
Where are they from?
So they are from Camas, Utah. I descended from the mountains to bring those to you. I was up there all weekend. It's from a place called Mirror Lake Station. But many people don't know Mirror Lake Station as the name. They know it as the Camas Chevron.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I've been there.
yeah, it's a gas station. So obviously you get your gas and groceries and drinks and whatnot before you go up the mountains. But they have an amazing bakery in back, and they've been doing it for over 40 years.
Wow.
So the secret's out. I mean, when I was growing up in the Camas Valley, it felt like the secret hadn't got out, and we were the ones just enjoying this really good bakery in a gas station. And now everyone talks
Now
about
you're
it.
seeing people drive up there just for the fritter.
Oh, yeah. I get recommendations or people saying, thank you for that recommendation because we drove up just on our day off and it was amazing, but they sell out fast. So it's not something you can just like willy-nilly think, oh,
Now-
2 p.m. go up there.
Ben, what makes a fritter? What makes a fritter? And I know they're usually apple fritters, but I've seen and had, I think, cherry fritters as well.
Yeah.
But
So
what makes a fritter?
So obviously it's just that the crevices and the nooks where this dough has been chopped up and just like mashed together, and it's all that goodness, and they mix in the flavors. Like you said, there are cherry, there are apple. She actually does raspberry, blueberry, and apple up at the Mirror Lake Station.
I'm having a blueberry one right now. It's
I'd
really
love to
good.
try the raspberry.
Well, that's this one right here. Sorry, like that we have been showcasing. I'll leave it for you to eat.
That's terrific. I'll take it home.
But yeah, they the thing that's so good is just those nooks and crannies have like the marbling of the flavor. They have all of the icing in there, and then on the outside, it's so crispy because in order to cook through these big, massive things, it has to get really crispy on the outside, and then it's really soft and flavorful on the inside.
Doughy on the inside.
Yep.
Almost raw on the inside. Not quite. Just barely done.
Just enough, yeah.
Oh.
So the Chevron's specialty is fritters, but they do other stuff too.
Yeah, so I grew up with it mainly being the glazed donut and a maple bar. Those were my favorite growing up. And then my parents one time bought me one of these fritters, and I was like, "Oh, what have I been doing? Wasting my time over here." I mean, obviously their donuts are good all around, but these fritters are just top notch, and this is what they're known for. They've won awards for these. Governor Cox came in, a couple of years ago when he was doing his campaign, and make sure to try them and showcase them. So,
and then you were mentioning some other good places to eat if you're going to Camas.
Yeah, so if you're going up to Camas, it's the gateway of the Uintas. I live there, but it was always such a good place to eat because there was Summit Inn Pizza. I know there are a few other locations throughout the valley, like Lehigh, up in Bear Lake, but they have these cheese doodles that are basically like cinnamon rolls with garlic and cheese, and then you dip them in the sauce. They are so good.
That sounds great.
And then High Mountain Drug, they've won a lot of awards for their burgers and shakes, and that one's an awesome one. It's like an old pharmacy up there, and you just get a really small town feel when you go in.
So now, explain this over the fire trend that is happening right now.
Yeah, so I bet about a month ago, Krispy Kreme, somebody had posted Krispy Kreme over the fire. I've been doing this for years. I'm just saying.
They stole it from you.
Yeah, they stole it from me. But yeah, you just skewer the donut, especially these fritters, and you just lightly put it over the fire so it slowly cooks. And what it does is it crystallizes the sugar on the outside, and then it warms up the dough on the inside. And it is so good.
So you could get one of these fritters from the Chevron up there and then just go camping.
Yeah, a lot of people actually do that. I don't know anybody that can just down an entire fritter like that. And so you eat as much as you can fresh, and then you skewer it once you're at the campfire, like a day or two later, and it's revives the donut, and it's so good.
Hey, you could use it for your pillow in your sleeping bag.
It's true. These are big enough for a pillow.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking with Ben off the air, and I think we should mention this on the air. Ben said, you guys have any places you want me to check out? I would open it up to friends of the program. If you have a local, it doesn't have to be a bakery, even you do restaurant stuff too. Sandwiches and stuff. If there's we prefer local places to chains.
For sure.
Something in your neighborhood, your town, your area that you're like, oh, you got to focus on this. Email us, radiofromhell@x96.com, and put like Doughnut Critic or something in the subject line.
I would really love it to be something that I haven't tried before too. Like that would be a fun on air because I have my list of what we want to bring on, and I still have things that I'm going to have you try. But yeah, I want a list.
Well, I had this chopped cheese sandwich at what's it called now? The Silverside Deli.
Silverside Deli, yeah.
Silverside Deli. It's over, I think, in 9th and 9th area. And it's that chopped cheese sandwich was fantastic.
It was really good.
Okay, well, I'm going to put it on my list because I have a few other sandwiches. There's a place in Riverton. It's called Murphy's, and it's just a Philly cheesesteak place. And the way they chop and do their meat there, I've heard is amazing. So we'll see. But yeah, I'll go try the chopped cheese.
Yeah.
But if you have suggestions, email us, and we'll pass them on to Ben, and he'll go check them out.
Other donuts up in that area.
So
Mirror Lake, it says here, Maple Bars.
Yeah, so the Maple Bars up there were amazing. And honestly, like when I was growing up, we had the Dunford Chocolate, which are pretty legit.
It's still one of my favorite donuts.
Yeah, and so I had that or the Mirror Lake Station or the Camas Chevron, and it was a great donut place to grow up.
The Camas Chevron. I gotta go.
Well, actually, when I was 16, I worked for the other gas station.
Competing gas station.
And I would sneak over and I'd get the donuts.
Oh.
Yeah, because like we had the fried foods, we had like fried burritos and some other really good fried chicken, but it was always about those donuts. You know, and I'd have to like kind of hide like my shirt just to make sure that they didn't know that I was like, you know, cheating on them over there.
Here's a texter who says, "Yeah, I drive up there just for the fritters."
Yeah, it's
And somebody else says we called those cow pie fritters, which I can
Yes,
kind of
they're
they're like
huge.
the size of a cow pie.
like a big cow plop.
Yep. And now people are sending in their.
No, don't text it. Email
don't
us
text
so we
it.
can pass it on to Ben. RadioFromHell@x96.com.
Because if we email it, we have a file. We can just send it right over
Yeah,
to
your
them.
text will disappear. So.
Yeah, the texts do that.
No, honestly, like this is just a fun thing to do, and this is what we do when we travel. We always try to pick a place that is the destination place that we can take up and eat while sitting around a campfire or just enjoying each other. And this is the place to do it if you're going to the Uintas.
All right, so the Camas Valley Chevron. What's the fancy name? What is it?
Mirror Lake Station.
Mirror Lake Station.
It's a gas station.
It's the Camas Chevron.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Your Instagram and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. So you can reach me at Doughnut Critic. And again, you can pass on those recommendations, and I'll start those new lists, and we'll get some new food in here.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And I'll take that raspberry. Traffic.
Looks like quite a bit of slowage related to this accident. Crash northbound I-15 milepost 292. That's about 114th south. I'm seeing lots of red in that area of Draper. Good news is it looks like some of those earlier issues around 72nd South have been cleared up, so that's a positive. And yeah, people are texting in their places they want Ben to go. Don't do that. Email us, radiofromhell@x96.com. Rooted Cafe, delicious fresh food, full bar, nourish your body and soul. Open daily for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and brunch. Rooted between Little and Big Cottonwood Canyons in Cottonwood Heights.
Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to take a short break, play a song for you, and after the song, it is the Boner Recap game. Easy to play. You might guess today if you heard all three candidates.
Yeah,
I mean, hopefully you were listening and you know who won the boner this morning. You might be able to guess, but if you weren't listening, I would suggest cheating. Go to x96.com, look for the box that says Boner Voting July 2, 2024. Click on there and vote. It'll say winner right next to the winner. What is the prize today?
Tickets to see Imagine Dragons. They've added a third show on October 15th, and we have tickets to that.
All right. So Imagine Dragons tickets. 877-602-9696. Call, play, win with the Boner Recap game. Imagine Dragons tickets. 877-602-9696. Salt Lake Film Society.
Yeah, it's, see the movies that see you on the big screen. That's the deal with their summer showdown. They're playing cult movies all summer long, and these are movies you maybe have only seen on your TV at home, or maybe you saw them in the theater 30 years ago when you went to see Pulp Fiction.
Exactly.
Join us, Radio from Hell, for a special screening of Pulp Fiction at Salt Lake Film Society's Broadway Center Cinema, Friday, July 12th. Radio from Hell will be recording a Not Safe for Work podcast before the Pulp Fiction screening starting at 6 p.m. We'll have movie trivia, fun prizes. Beat Gina with Pulp Fiction trivia.
Mm-hmm.
The screening begins at 7 following the podcast. So you got to get tickets, though. Space is limited. Get your tickets before they sell out. There's a link at x96.com if that's easier for you to remember. And this weekend, they're doing Summer Showdown with Hook on Friday versus Space Jam on Saturday. You want tickets to that, and you can get the Pulp Fiction ones, too. Just go to slfstix.org.
See, this is a newspaper.
What is that?
Newspaper. That's what it is. It's a newspaper.
You still get one of those?
I get twice a week. It comes in the mail, a midweek and a Sunday Salt Lake Tribune. And the obituaries are. I look at the obituaries because every once in a while you find an interesting story. And here's one. Now, when you're placing your obituaries, your photos, if you want to do a double photo, that is one when you were young and then one, closer to the age of when the person died, you should put the young photo on the left.
Yes.
And the old photo on the right.
Yes. This
person did that. There's an obituary right below where it's the old person on the left, the old version on the left, and the young version on the right. That's not the way that should be done. I'm sorry. It's just not. But this person did it right. This is Janice Nana J. Maria Bowers Wetzel.
Nana J.
Nana J. And says, born in Hatch, Utah.
I've never heard of Hatch, Utah.
It's down there in central Utah, down there by Panguitch, and right in there. Nana J. was a trailblazer. She became the first ever draftswoman for the Salt Lake City Engineering Department in 1970, and bought her first and forever home in Sugar House that same year. By the way, the picture of Nana J. when she was young is of her sitting at a drafting table.
Cool.
And showing some leg, I gotta say.
Well, Nana J.
Showing some leg. Subsequently, Nana J. was also the first woman to file discrimination lawsuit against the city.
Really?
And while it was a hard battle, she won.
Nana J's a badass.
Yay.
But because that wasn't enough to satisfy her spirit, she eventually moved on to become a proud excommunicated member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. She even went so far as to frame the letter they sent her in order to adorn her fireplace mantle with it. So many wonderful memories to choose from of drive-in movies, tuna sandwiches, treats from the New Crisp popcorn shop, Friday Frightmares, picnics at the Great Salt Air, and fireworks at Liberty Park. She made things happen with a lot of love. A shout-out to Nana J., who is and always will be remembered by her family and friends. A gathering is planned later this fall in San Diego for the spreading of her ashes. That's a life well lived.
She sounds like a cool lady.
That's a life well lived right there.
Nana
And they
J.
managed to say it in like 3 paragraphs, which I think is great.
But I agree with you on the photo. Old photo on the left.
And then,
well, I mean, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, but it's still,
But
it's
there's
true.
it's like reading right to left. This happened before that happened.
But then there's the photo. Oh, now see, here's another one. It's a guy. It's his older photo, and then his younger one is on the right, and that shouldn't be. But then there are the ones. There's a woman here, and I won't mention her name. And her, I think it's her young photo on the left, and her old photo. She looks almost exactly the same, though. As she didn't. This is a person who looked old even when she was young.
One of the not that she continued to look young, but she
always looked kind of old. It was part of it's the style of hair and all of that. And then I always think it's odd when the people put pictures of themselves and their spouse together.
What if they're both gone though, and it's together again?
Well, that would be okay, but generally it's not.
But for some people, maybe that's the only nice photo they've ever had taken.
One of these days I'm gonna find something that you can't apologize for. You have to apologize for everybody for everything.
Oh, it's easy. Trump. There you go.
Oh, yep, you got me there.
I think yeah, you're right, Terry. You're right, Terry. That would be it.
Here's a texter. My dad grew up in Hatch. I have a family land cabin is there. I love Hatch.
It says population 133 people.
I'm right. It's like around Panguitch around in there, isn't it?
Well, you may want to look into retiring there, Bill.
No.
Oh, you're still Tory?
Yeah,
that traditionally has been where you.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think retirement
or
sort
Salt
of
Lake going to be where you retire.
I think I won't have time to retire. They'll just find me somewhere.
Oh, stop! There's Bill. He's retired in the corner.
I guess he didn't get to go to Tory, did he?
Drag my bones to Tory. Bill.
Put that in my obituary. We found him. We found him.
Drag my bones to Tory.
Yeah, it's. I don't want to think.
I'm sorry. That's rude.
So anyway, yeah, your obituary. I'll put the young picture on the left, or don't put a picture.
And we always want to know what you died
they
from.
Almost. I mean, obviously, Nana J. Oh, about you should always put the cause of death.
Yes.
Now, I mean, in cases like Nana J. and all that, it's obviously they just get to a certain age, and I don't think you have to put. I think you should always put in causes incident to age.
Yeah, but something.
At least that.
Yeah.
But we want to know if it's if it was a horrible accident or homicide. We want to know that. But people, they're not required, but
I think it should be.
Well,
If you want to put an obituary, you gotta.
I mean, you worked in the newspaper. Is there any rules in the obituary
No.
department?
You pay by the number of words. So
That's it. Huh?
maybe that's why you.
it's funny. People try to. I've helped write some obituaries, and people like, we got to pare this down a little bit because it's too expensive.
Well, and a lot of times now people don't do an obituary at all.
Yeah.
You post it on Facebook,
Mhm.
and that goes to all the family, and that's how people find. Or the mortuary has like a message board. They'll post something on there. So I think fewer and fewer people are actually.
Or you'll find the obituaries like in the paper, and they'll be quite short, and they'll say, for more, go to the mortuary message board or whatever it is. They'll be, and then there are these really long, these very lengthy, involved obituaries, and you read them, and go, read all of that, and that person just really didn't ever do anything exciting at all. It was just a lot of talk.
Well, the rest of us still have time to do things that will make our obituary interesting. It shouldn't be your reasoning for doing it. I'm doing this so I have an interesting obituary. But it's like my brother and sister-in-law are going in a couple weeks. They're going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. And my husband said, "Would you ever want to do that?"
Now wait a minute. He
He
still
keeps
doesn't know who he
forgetting.
married, does he?
He keeps forgetting who he's married to.
Would you ever want to do that?
No.
But I should do something. I don't want to do that, but I should
Now think about this, Gina. What would they put in your obituary of interest? I mean, seriously, is there? I mean, I could go now and there'd be plenty of stuff. But
I've done things.
What? I got saddle sore riding a mountain bike in Moab one time and never did it again.
That's going in there.
There you go. No, what? I mean, what would you? I mean, I guess
I have accomplishments.
I guess you don't have to put.
I got best sexy radio voice in the City Weekly.
And
there you go. Okay.
And weather.
Best weather guesser. There's a trophy at my desk.
All right. So there is very important stuff you could put in.
Very important stuff. But climbing Mount Kilimanjaro?
You could take the chairlift up, right?
Do they have a chair?
No. No, they don't have a chairlift.
I stole that joke from Guy in the chat room. Sorry.
Now, was your husband serious, or was he just kidding around?
He was serious in that, let's
I could ever talk you
Let's
into.
plan some stuff. Let's go do some stuff. I'm up for stuff.
Says, what I'm trying to say, honey, is, you're kind of.
Yes?
Scott in Santa Quinn.
Santa Quinn.
Mm-hmm. He has some ideas for food places for our Doughnut Critic to check out. But I said, Scott, you got to email us those.
Gotta.
RadioFromHell@x96.com.
Got it.
I don't know where you eat in Santa Quinn, but let us know.
At his mother's house.
All right. Let's see. Oh, look. Hey, everyone. Time for the Boner recap game.
Time for somebody to win tickets to see Imagine Dragons, right?
Yeah, they're coming to Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater for 3 dates, October 11th, 12th, and they added a new third show on the 15th, and that is the show we have tickets for.
All right.
Okay. Who do we have?
Danica is here.
Danica? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Danica?
Yes.
Hi, Danica.
Hello.
How are you?
I am great now.
Now? She wasn't before. Now great.
Danica, you're about to win Imagine Dragons tickets.
Well,
all you got to do is tell us who the Boner winner was, and I'm sure you were listening earlier, weren't you?
Of course I was.
Of course.
What else would she be doing?
I'm going to read these three candidates, Danica. You tell me the obvious winner, because it really was obvious today, but that's okay. You'll get the tickets. Here we go. Where are you calling from, by the way?
Ogden.
Okay. Boner candidate number 1 today was nice work if you can get it. It's this weird story about this employee at Utah State University East, which is in Price, and a guy who apparently was hired for some job at the university, the extension there, and was on the payroll for 2 years, but nobody ever saw him work. Nobody saw him ever. Made $150,000 or something like that over a 2-year period, and just didn't show up. It's a very odd story. Nobody has a good explanation for how and why that happened. Boner candidate number 2, wearing a Jason-style mask was the first sign that he might be up to no good. It's a guy wearing that kind of a hockey mask, driving down the road in Santa Rosa, California. The police said, that's a little suspicious. Well, there's a taillight out, too. Let's pull him over. They did. The guy was sweating profusely, and they found an illegal assault-style weapon in the back seat of his car, and they arrested him. And then, of course, Boner candidate number 3, go back to your country. This is in Nebraska. A man told his Hispanic neighbors to go back to their country, opened fire on the family. There are about 15 people there, including several children. Now, none of them received injuries that were life-threatening. So the guy was a horrible shot, except for the last shot that he took, which he took on and turned on himself, and he died at the scene. The rest of the people that he was being so racist toward and violent toward, they only suffered minor injuries, thankfully. So which one was the winner?
It was number 3.
It was, Danica.
Very good.
Absolutely. Who are you going to go to Imagine Dragons with?
Probably one of my favorite kids.
Oh, they'll have to compete for that.
Yes. Good for you. Yeah, make sure they know that the others had been bad or something. Yeah. You can't go. You've been bad. All right, hang on, Danica. Hang on.
All right. Oh, let's see, 9:10.
Oh, so I have an email of interest here.
You do?
I do.
Right there in front of you. It's interesting.
It is.
Dig it up.
Okay, here it is. This is from John, and he says, I'm high in the mountains in Switzerland. I'm here with my beautiful daughters. I did a Via Ferrata today, whatever that is. It's fantastic. I listened to your podcast of your show. So he's up in the mountains in Switzerland listening to our show.
Mm-hmm.
He said the ads are in German, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
I think they're touting some sort of dark beer that people named Gunther would drink.
A Via Ferrata is a protected climbing route found in the Alps, like steel fixtures or cables. Or
that explains. He sent me a picture.
Oh, I've got the picture here if the camera wants to get on me.
Yeah, he sent a picture of what it's like to do that, and it's a way that you can kind of climb and be really relatively safe about it. It looks like it's quite safe.
Still looks scary.
It might be a little scary, but it looks pretty safe because you're all
clipped
hooked in. Yeah, clipped into everything. Looks kind of fascinating.
There's another one.
And he says the Swiss really have this hiking thing wired. You take a cable car to the top of any peak you want to go to, and then you just kind of stroll down through the pastures and the cows with the cowbells ringing. Why my ancestors left this place, I will never know. So there it is.
But he's listening to the podcast while he's doing that. That's cool.
John, I just say it's beautiful. And I'm just taking a look at the political climate here. Maybe you should stay.
Yeah.
Maybe you should stay.
If you have ancestors there, maybe you can get citizenship.
Yeah, see about that.
Yeah. So do they put a lot of ads in our podcasts and other places?
Well, yeah, wherever you are, there's ads. That's whatever service you're using to listen to them. They put ads.
Yeah, because of your phone, area code and all the tracking software. They know where you are, and so then they shoot you commercials for.
I see
where you are.
Yeah. Why? So, and we don't get any of that.
No.
The company does a little bit.
Oh, that's right. We do get a little.
But we don't.
No. Our company does get a little bit of that.
Yeah, just a taste.
Yeah.
And Spreaker makes us add them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd forgotten we talked about that. I never was quite sure how that worked until that we had that conversation with Steve a little while ago.
Well, see, and I thought we were buying the premium subscription so
Yeah.
that we didn't have to do that.
No.
But apparently we
Carrie,
do.
Carrie, you're cute.
I know.
You're cute.
I know. Adorable. Okay. Well, that was certainly an email of interest.
That valley is beautiful, isn't it? That they're
Yes.
climbing down into.
Yeah.
Just
Jeez.
stay there, John.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, taking a look there versus here, I'd stay there. Just stay there. Enjoy the app. Enjoy the podcast. And the health care. And I could go on. All right, 9:14 right now. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with some big boy news, Pinuendo, and all of that's coming up after these. Stand by. Stockton 12 Honda.
Stockton 12 Honda, where you want to buy you can buy a Honda there for sure. They have all kinds of used cars at Stockton 12 Honda as well. Check those out. And really, I've bought used cars there. They're very careful about their inventory and the kind of cars that they stock. Stockton 12 Honda having a big 4th of July sale. So stop by. You can shoot hoops to win prizes, and also check out their all-electric SUV. It's the Honda Prologue, Honda's first ever electric SUV. I can't wait to drive this thing. It's very nice looking car, and apparently it's just incredibly, peppy, and it's got a lot of room and just a really nice car. Stockton 12 Honda, your neighborhood Honda dealer, part of the community for over 25 years. Huge selection of new and certified pre-owned Hondas. Here's what you want to do. You want to go to I-15, get off at 106 South. You'll find the Southtown Auto Mall there. And just go down by Costco, and there's Stockton 12 Honda.
In addition to digital high-definition stereo,
9:21 Big Boy News brought to you by
Rooted Cafe, delicious fresh food, full bar to nourish your body and soul. Open daily for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and brunch. Rooted between Little and Big Cottonwood Canyons in Cottonwood Heights.
Yum.
I've been doing some.
Oh, sorry, news. Where's my news intro? Go ahead and start, Bill.
I always think it's interesting when a sentence starts this way. Usher accepted the Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2024 Black Entertainment Awards. It's, like, was he going to turn it down at some point?
Well, he might.
All right.
All right.
All right. If you want to give me...
You're pestering me.
Lifetime Achievement Award. Okay. And so good for him. Good for him. Let's see. Pamela Anderson. She hasn't been in the news for a while. Being one of the most sought-after women for 20 years, for 2 decades. You might think she would have shared a steamy night of passion with an A-list celebrity, but she has opened up about one of the most sensual experiences she ever had, and surprisingly, it didn't come from any of her 5 marriages. 6 marriages if you...
Sounds like you married the wrong people.
Now age 57 as of today, happy birthday, Pamela. She spoke of how she was held by a pensioner who she described as a real man in her book, Love Pamela. Her memoir, which hit shelves last year, reveals the true story of Playboy magazine's favorite cover girl. So who was this man who was able to wow her?
Yeah.
Revealing all in her book, she explained how she was in Buenos Aires. She was 22 years old when an 80-year-old man changed her life. Assumptions might have been made that she slept with him, but that would be wrong. She did not. It was during a dance that this man, who she has never named, probably because she never really knew who he was, left her breathless due to the way he held her when they danced. Lifting what she wrote from the book, one ex-user shared, "One of the most sensual experiences I have had was with an 80-year-old man during my stay in Buenos Aires. He changed me, and I will never forget it."
I thought you were going to do a creepy story, and this ended up being a really nice story.
But not a believable story, because after this wonderful man that she had changed her life, she dated creeps the rest of her life. So Kid Rock, for God's sake.
She went on to marry Motley Crue guy, Tommy Lee, after that.
Yeah, she dated Kid Rock. I mean, this guy obviously had just an impact for a couple of days, because she went back to her bad taste after that.
Jamie Foxx is sharing more details about the mystery illness that landed him in the hospital.
He's not sharing anything.
A few.
He's being vague still.
Okay.
He says, I will tell all, but I'm not going to tell it right now.
This is a story about not telling.
Let's see. Didn't he say in the story when he said when he was going to reveal it? Nope.
I don't understand why this is a story today, because the headlines make you think, now we're going to finally know what happened to him, and he doesn't say.
Yeah, well, it's not fair of them to say. Jamie Foxx opens up about mysterious... No, he doesn't really. Doesn't really. Jenna Bush Hager, George Bush's daughter, says she doesn't have any problem being naked in front of her children.
Well, that's...
Maybe they have a problem with it.
When Hoda Kotb asked her, I guess their co-host now, whether she cares about walking around naked with her kids around, Hager got defensive. The 42-year-old who shares daughter Mila and daughter Poppy and son Hal with her husband Henry replied, "No, I don't, not in a gross way." She clarified that she is never walking around without clothes, explaining that her little ones intrude on the privacy of her when she's in the bathroom. So that's how that happens. She doesn't walk around with no clothes on, but sometimes they burst in on her.
You know what? I have 3 children. That never happened to me once.
What never happens?
Kids walking in on me on the bathroom. Because there's a door and you can lock it. I've never had little kids burst in on me in the bathroom.
So your kids have never seen you naked?
No.
Do they think that maybe you don't, that you just have clothes?
There's no reason for that. None.
Well, there's no reason to not.
Sure there is.
Why?
It's a little creepy and weird.
Why? I mean, I don't make a habit of having
I was going to
kids see
say,
me naked, but
what is the importance? Explain to me.
But
that your kids see you naked. What is the importance?
I don't think there is any importance to it. I think that I just think I think it's unimportant. That's what I think. It's unimportant.
I think there is privacy, and you are all entitled, including them. You're all entitled to.
I agree that we all need privacy. But if they happen to see you naked, it's not the end of the world. It's not creepy. It's just like, do you mind? Oh, sorry. It happens. If your name is Killer Mike, isn't that going to be just a problem all the time?
Could be a problem. Could be.
Yeah. He was arrested at the Grammys, and but then they dismissed all the charges. I don't know. But I just don't see a good future for him.
I think Killer Mike's actually a really cool guy.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be very nice.
He made a big mistake at the Grammys, and like him getting arrested, I don't even think he acts like that. He deserved that. He was acting out of control, and in fact, I think that's what this story you have is about, is him writing a song about.
He wrote a song, yeah.
And the song is not, hey, they treated me poorly because I didn't deserve it. It was like, okay, I acted poorly.
It was my bad. Sorry, Grammy.
Yeah, exactly.
I just think he should change his name, though. I don't think it'll serve him well.
It should be Helper Mike. That's much more positive.
Yeah, there you go. Helper Mike or Friendly Mike.
He's going to be at Ogden Twilight.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's pretty popular. I know that. Let's see, Flava Flav. We talked about him helping out with the Red Lobster. This story is that he's working with both the women's and the men's water polo teams for the Olympics. He loves water polo, and he's confirmed he'll be sending each member of I think it's the women's team, $1,000 and a trip on a Virgin Voyage cruise ship.
Wow.
after the games are over.
That's nice.
He's done okay by himself, hasn't he? He pledged to support the team, vows to be their hype man, and he said, I will give them whatever financial and social media support I can throughout the Olympics. And he's become very friendly with the captain of the team, Ms. Steffens. And, yeah.
Gina, have you never been home alone with small children and had to go to the bathroom? Or you have and you lock them out of the bathroom to be on their own roaming the house without supervision? I'm telling you, there are ways to do it where they're not roaming the house without supervision, or you wait till they're having a nap or something, but yes.
But by no means should they ever see you without clothing. It might hurt them. It might scar them, if they see you without clothes.
I can only speak to my house.
They might scream and run out of the house and into traffic. Yeah. Let's see.
You remember the saucers?
The what?
The saucers. They're a little round thing with a little seat in the middle of it. And you can put your baby in there, and they can play with toys, and you put them in the saucer. Mm-hmm. Mommy's going to the bathroom. I'll be right back. And
Is that what you
say? In the house.
Mommy's going to the bathroom.
Yes.
Mommy has to eliminate.
I will be right back.
And don't even imagine what I'm doing in there.
No. It's private. Whatever happens in there.
Whatever happens in there is private, and you should be ashamed of it. Let's see. We have more time here?
No.
Good.
Weather.
Oh, beautiful. 82, sunny. We're going to stay in the mid to upper 80s all through the weekend. Gorgeous sunny skies. Looks like for whatever your 4th of July plans are, you have nice weather for it. Experience the magic and enchantment of Cat and Cauldron, your premier destination for all things occult and metaphysical in Taylorsville, catandcauldron.com.
All right, we will take a break. We'll be back after these. Stand by. Hot Shot Sprinkler Repair and Landscape. You need to give them a call. mean, I'll give you the number, but you won't remember it. 801-566-8677. It's just easier if you go to sprinklerwork.com, and the number is right there on the website. And it's the heat is on. Oh, it's going to get hot this weekend. And when you get the heat, you get the drought. Just your typical Utah summer. The guys at Hot Shot Sprinkler Repair and Landscape can help you not only get your sprinkler system up and running again, fix the heads, things like that, get it started, shut it down for the season. But they can also help you with like the times that you should be watering. You know, what time should you start it? How long should this section be running as opposed to this section be running? They can give you all the advice to make your lawn look great. And while they're there, talk to them about possibly removing parts of your lawn. That's become a thing now. You can save their rebates from $125 to $3 per square foot for grass removal. They can register your project with Utah Water Savers to help save you even more money. So it's not just the sprinklers and stuff. They do landscape as well. So check in on them. Sprinklerwork.com is the website for Hot Shot Sprinkler Repair and Landscape.
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day, and today's word is...
Measure. Measure. This comes to us from a script submitted by Kirk Baxter. Measure, M-A-Y-Z-U-R-E, Measure. Now we give you the illustrious Mayor of Mona, Utah, Doughnut Critic, as he prepares to address the local media regarding an upcoming challenge to his office. Again, the word is measure.
Hey, Denver, son.
Yeah, Daddy?
Denver, son. Denver?
Daddy?
Denver. Hi, Denver. I need you to pretend to be a reporter. I need to rehearse this here press event.
Okay, Daddy. I am the media.
Hello, media. I'm Doughnut Critic, the illustrious mayor of Mona, Utah, here holding this city's impromptu press conference. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering the purpose of this very important and public meeting brought on by me, your beloved mayor. So let me get to the heart of the matter.
Yeah, Daddy, is that on the matter that you told your opponent for the next pending election that she can't run for mayor on the fact that she is not a man? Is that what this is, Daddy?
Now, Denver, remember what I told you. The city office HR department admonished me not to use sexism as a tactic to win the next election. So just because Angela Lynn is a woman and may or may not measure up to the mantle of being Mayor of Mona, I must focus on other things to dissuade voters from picking her.
But, Daddy, Mona City has never had a lady mayor. We never have and we never will. Daddy, I thought you said that I would be taking your place as mayor someday, kind of like what they do in one of those careers. Right, Daddy?
Now, Denver, you need to hush up about that. Our current democracy does not measure up to a sovereign dictatorship yet. But haven't you read our city's constitution?
Oh, shoot, Daddy, you know I can't read.
You can't read? Well, just what in the heck am I paying your teacher babysitter for anyway?
Well, she ain't there no more, Daddy. Remember? She got all distressed, screamed something at us, kicked down the front door, and we haven't seen her since.
Well, that deadbolt sure didn't hold the door closed, did it, Denver?
Yeah, Daddy. Perhaps if we had used an actual tape measure in the deadbolt installation, we would have known where to drill, and the lock would have actually catched the door frame, because that's what happens, you know, when you just use prayer and eyeballing it, Daddy.
I suppose so, Denver. Now shut your trap about bringing up the fact that my opposing candidate is a woman, and help me find some more ethical ways to smear her without getting scandals and litigation involved.
Okay, Daddy. Why don't you just say she's too emotional about stuff?
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah word of the day.
888-333-986.
All right, 936, UtahAdvocates.com.
Mark?
Mark's here. Yes.
Mark, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Didn't we just talk to you?
Yeah, I'm back 2 days in a row.
That's weird.
I feel like I work here now.
Mark, with the advocates, I was talking to the woman from the road home yesterday after you had left, and it is remarkable that you got involved with the advocates got involved with that and getting kids back to school stuff with that apple tree.
Yeah,
that's just great. I think.
Yeah, it's been a great program for us. It's been fun to watch because in our office locations, like we mentioned yesterday, we have the trees that people can come in. So it's been amazing just to see the public's response, and every year our lobby just keeps getting more and more full because everybody brings their items back, and then we take them to the road home. And last year, I think it took 5 truckloads to get all of the stuff that had been dropped off. And every year, like I said, it just continues to get more and more. So, yeah, it's been a great program.
And where's your office? That people with the address?
So in Murray, our Salt Lake office is in Murray over on Winchester, just a couple blocks east of the Fashion Place Mall. And then one in American Fork, and then one in Ogden.
So we're saying 3 offices. That sounds like, oh, you must be a huge firm, but you're still considered like a boutique local firm, right?
For sure, yeah. We started here in Utah. This is our main office location in Salt Lake. All of the attorneys are from Utah, so yeah, we're local. Represent people just in Utah. So yeah, local firm, definitely hands-on service. You're going to know your attorney. You're going to talk to your attorney, which is different from some of the other firms where you're just talking to paralegals or case managers. At the Advocates, you actually have an assigned attorney, and you'll have a relationship with that attorney.
And that when somebody calls the Advocates, if they've been in an accident and they call, they don't speak to a gatekeeper or a secretary, or you get right on with an attorney, right?
They do, yeah, which is also different from some of the other firms. So you're going to get legal advice as to if you have a case or not. And even if you don't have a case, we're going to give you advice on what you can do. A lot of people will call in and they aren't injured, but they have damage to their car and they don't know what the next step is. And we give them advice on what they can do on that and send them on their way. So, yeah, that's why we've always said on here, if you are in an accident, call us. We're going to make sure that you know what you can do, what advice. If you need medical treatment, we have doctors that we can refer you to and so forth. Biggest thing, I think, is you just don't want to fight the insurance companies alone.
No.
We've noticed in the last couple of years, especially, that they're getting tighter and tighter on what they're willing to pay, and even less so if you don't have an attorney. So there's no reason to try and battle these Fortune 500 companies on your own. Get someone involved that knows what they're doing.
Sure, you've been in an accident, but we have stockholders and shareholders to satisfy.
Right.
What sort of things do you see like this time of year more often?
Yeah, this time of year, just with the better weather, there's obviously more people out on the roads, and people are going faster because of their conditions. So we hear of the 100 deadliest days of summer. We're right in the middle of that right now, which is just people driving faster. More people are traveling, so the freeways are busier, and we just see more accidents. So we just remind people to slow down, be cautious of where you're going, and then also with the nice weather, we see more pedestrians. More people walking, running, biking, skateboarding, and so forth. So make sure when you're out and about, you're looking for people, especially in neighborhoods with kids out of school. There's kids all over the place darting in and out of the roads. And so just make sure that you're cognizant of that and looking for that because it definitely happens.
Here's a question. What if I was hit in Tennessee, but I'm a resident of Utah?
So, yeah, give us a call. We can help with those situations. Accident cases are a little bit different because the majority of the cases we don't file a lawsuit on. You don't necessarily need an attorney in the state where the accident happened. And then if we did need to file a lawsuit, we can team up with an attorney in Tennessee and still handle the case.
There you go.
It's how long has the Advocates been around?
26 years.
And how long have you been with them, Mark?
I have been with the firm for 13 years.
It's I know we used to have a lunch with you guys once a year.
Yeah.
We could start that up
Bill's
again.
just always angling for
Yeah,
food.
he's just looking for a free lunch.
Free lunch, that's what I want. But
Bill, we'd be happy to send you lunch whenever.
You'll just send me lunch.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk to you. They'll just send you
This
lunch.
once a month might be enough. You coming in here.
Here's a sandwich.
I just want a sandwich. 801-355-5550, if I remember correctly.
That's right.
Yeah, 801-355-5550 or utahadvocates.com.
Is the Apple Tree info or link on the Advocates website?
It is, yeah. It's on all of our social media as well as just on our website, utahadvocates.com.
Okay.
So go there and check that out. Help the kids out.
Okay. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you,
Mark.
Have a great 4th.
All right,
See
we're
you later.
gonna take a break, crawl towards the exits after these.
Best question of the week. It's pretty simple. You need to send us questions about anything.
Yeah.
You email them to us, radiofromhell@x96.com. Put best question in the subject line. You don't text in the best question because we don't keep track of the text. If it's an email, we can save it and answer it on Fridays. Sometimes we will have a fabulous prize to give away. Let's see. Question today.
Okay.
Well, I have two we can do.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see. This is from Melanie. Mm-hmm. Melanie asks, have you ever gotten any pushback from the Mormon Church for things you talk about on the Radio from Hell show?
Not from the church itself.
Not
no.
directly, no.
No, from members.
Sometimes.
Never any official.
No. You know, one of the biggest complaints was years ago when we did Your Guide to Living in Utah. That sketch, and we would do it once a week, I think, and we used the theme song. For the theme song, we used Come, Come, Ye Saints, right?
That wasn't me.
Was that with Dom?
That was Dom.
Yeah. I got a lot of letters about that.
Really?
Not from the church, but from listeners.
Yeah.
They said it was sacrilegious.
Okay, whatever.
That's that one.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. This one is from Brian, who's been listening since 1992, he says.
Okay.
All right.
What was one positive or negative thing that someone said to you that motivates you in your personal or professional lives?
Something negative. Somebody said something negative to me, which motivated me. It's a story that sprang to my mind immediately. The first night I ever was at a radio station, working at a radio station.
Oh.
I was working overnight, and I screwed everything up. Because, as is still the tradition today, we put people in charge of things that we don't train them to do.
Yeah.
And nobody really trained me very well of how to do what I did.
Baptism by fire.
And at one point, I was there, it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and I had like 10 things playing on the radio at once. Commercials and songs all mixed up together.
You screwed it up.
And I didn't know how to fix it. I had to call the boss. He talked me through it. The morning guy came in at 6 o'clock. He says, I heard you had a bad night last night. I said, yeah, it was really terrible. He says, well, I guess some people aren't cut out to be in radio. And I just went under my breath, you son of a... I'll show you. And I did.
I mean, to be fair, that's what overnights are for.
Yeah.
Is you can make all your mistakes there,
Mm-hmm.
or that's what small market radio stations are for.
Yeah.
Go there and make all your mistakes there and get better.
Yeah.
That's what it should be for. Mine is actually quite similar because I knew I wanted to do it, and there was a small radio station where I grew up in Spanish Fork. It's still there. It's the Hare Krishna station now, but it was country at the time. And I was friends with a kid, Rhett Neal, and I was the only friend he had because, well, he was Baptist, and the rest of the Mormon moms wouldn't let their kids play with him. And my mom was just happy I had a friend. So
Your mom mom was
and
right.
it turns out that Rhett's dad bought the radio station. And I thought, well, I got an in.
Sure.
You know, there you go. It'll be easy. So I went out there and I said, Mr. Neal, I want to work. I want to work at the radio station. I want to be on the radio. He said, Carrie, you're like family, so I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Just your voice is too high to be on the radio. This was the time of the boss jock. This was the hey, had to talk like that. Yeah.
There are some people who still think that.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know that if you have a higher voice, if you're a man, you shouldn't be on the radio.
And I just went, ooh, I'll show you.
Good.
Yeah.
I'll flip it a little. This isn't a positive comment, but it's a positive experience.
Okay.
I'm in the 3rd grade.
Okay.
Still? I'm sorry.
This is where I got my first laugh.
Your first laugh?
Oh.
You did something that
Yes.
got a laugh. I got it.
3rd grade, we had a presentation to make to the parents. We had a little stage at the front of the room, and the room was full of parents waiting to make the presentation. And I got up to the podium, and I said, before I start, I have to pull up my knee socks, because my mom told me before I came up here to make sure my socks were all the way up to my knees. Excuse me for a minute, and I pulled my socks, and laughter from the parents.
I wonder why. That's not very funny.
Excuse me, my mom said to make sure I pull my
I get
socks up. And I'm like, that feels good.
That was your first public laugh?
Yeah, when everybody, that's a good feeling. I would.
Has that ever happened again?
Nope, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting.
You set me up nicely sometimes.
Right there on the tee.
Yeah, that's. I'm just trying to think if there have been. I've had positive people say positive things to me that really have encouraged me along the way.
You guys were positive for me when I first came to your show, not trying to get a job, just as a guest on your show, and you both encouraged me to come back. So you were my.
Yeah, we knew you'd be good eventually.
Still waiting again?
We're waiting. We're waiting. But we're patient. Carrie and I are both very patient.
You have to be.
This is going to pay off at some point.
It will someday.
In this business, you have to be. That good? I guess that's good.
Sure.
All right. If you have questions, send them. radiofromhell@x96.com. Put best question in the subject line. On this day, in 1982, Psychedelic Furs released Love My Way, the lead single from their 3rd studio album, Forever Now.
I've told you before, I remember hearing that song for the first time in 1982. This is true. I was living in Idaho, Nampa, Idaho,
Mm-hmm.
and I heard that song, and I got so sad.
Why?
Because there's no guitar in it. And I'm like, is this what music's going to be like now? I am not okay with this. I was so mad.
It's one song and one band.
That's what music is going to be now. No guitars. I'm glad I was wrong, but I was worried.
But
but you're not.
Were you wrong, really?
But you're not the only one who felt that way, is the thing. We had a lot of stupid listeners who abandoned us when we started playing grunge, because they liked the stuff with no guitars,
Yeah.
the psychedelic first, and we started playing grunge, and it was like, oh, I can't have that S anymore.
All fans are terrible.
Yes.
All fans are terrible.
I'm a fan. I'm not terrible.
About something you feel very strongly about, you're terrible about it.
I don't know what that would be. I don't feel strongly about anything.
Did you just hear what you just said?
You don't feel strongly.
I don't feel strongly about anything.
Now, before you say that again, remember we've worked with you for over 30 years.
What?
Now say it again.
You never get upset.
He never gets it. He's easy like Sunday morning, especially when it comes to music.
Do you think that I've expressed really strong opinions about things? That's surprised me.
Is this part of the illness? Is this the injury?
I don't get to. I mean, stuff like music, songs, and I like all kinds of stuff. So I don't understand why people get so torqued about. Well, I can't listen to that kind of music anymore. I can't with those guitars in it. I can't do that. What's? I don't get that.
Did you have an email?
Email of interest here?
I do have an email of interest.
Email of interest.
This is from Macy's mom, and the reason she sent me an email is I just sent her a little note yesterday saying thank you for the gifts that you brought us from Maine, and she wrote me back, and it says, "You're very welcome for the Maine treats. I love to." Macy's our intern, by the way. It's just, I love to share my real home with others. I have listened to X96 and Radio from Hell for decades. It was a thrill when Nick Davis was on as an intern because he and his brothers and several cousins were all students in they were all my students in junior high.
Wow.
Macy and her siblings listened to Radio from Hell every morning when going to school, and I bragged on Nick a lot to my kids. It stuck with Macy. She's wanted to do music and radio for more than half of her life. She has eclectic taste and recognizes as many bands from the 60s as well as people our age. She loves working with all of you.
Oh, she's great.
And
we love her.
And she tells me that she's learning just from watching you. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with her. She's a kid, but she was born with an old soul. As for Maine, I personally believe everyone should go at least once. It's a beautiful place to visit. I actually was blown away by your knowledge of the state. We do, in fact, grow a lot of potatoes in Aroostook County. They supply a lot of the East Coast, especially for people that can't afford the fancy imported Idaho potatoes. Ha! And then she talks about fluff. Fluff is a class or two above marshmallow cream that we have out here. It's lighter, yet has more substance and is vital to a proper fluffernutter. And then she goes on, talks about Cadillac Mountain and so forth, and then says, next spring I'll try and score some fiddleheads for you. But as you know, a short harvest season for them. They are baby ferns before they come unfolding. They come up for a few weeks in the spring, butter, vinegar, and a little salt and pepper. Make them divine, but I digress. Thanks for reaching out. You're all very welcome to the gifts. I will bring you treats again next time I visit.
Aww.
Thank you all for all you do for Macy. She hopes to work with all of you for many years to come.
We love her. She does
Sorry
a great
to hear
job,
about
Mom.
your fall, so forth, so on. I have a knee walker if you need it.
An e-walker.
Knee walker.
Knee walker.
Yeah.
Oh, like the rolly.
Oh, the rolly.
Rolly thing.
No, I think it's they're knee crutches. They kind of just attach to your knee somehow.
Really?
Yeah. But I don't know how.
I was going to say I can't picture that.
Yeah, it's your leg sticks out behind. I don't know. I'm just going to have it cut off.
At this point,
yeah.
Just cut it off.
Just cut it off. Get a peg leg or something.
I'm being told from the producer's booth it's the scooter. It is.
Oh, it is the scooter.
It's the wheelie.
Okay. Yeah, I got one.
You got a wheelie?
But you got to get your boot before you can use it, huh?
Yeah, and it doesn't. The house is too small for it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Too many corners.
You'll use it at work here.
Too many corners, too many stairs.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. Do I have a promo here somewhere?
You
should.
I sure don't, but my email has been acting up lately.
I forward this to you. Let me send it again.
I just close it again, Steven. There it is.
All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
We've got a packed show tomorrow.
Isn't it stacked and packed?
Yes, Radio from Hell stacked and packed.
Alanis Morissette and Imagine Dragon tickets to give away. Dr. Cobble answering your medical questions.
And things that must go. Please send your things to Radio from Hell at x96.com.
Radio from Hell, stacked and packed, Wednesday here on X96.
All right. I think we're good. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Stacked and packed.
KXRK.